I'm looked down upon because I'm a single mom.
Yeah.
I'm a single mom of three boys, and oh, you had kids before marriage. Oh, you can't do it. You need help. Oh, like what?
Yeah.
No, if you ask me, hey, would you need some help?
Yeah.
Hey, what makes it so hard? Why, Samoans look at you, look down on you, ask questions. And that way it starts a communication. And then from there, you end up either making a bond or connecting with one another. But that's what people don't do anymore. They just
Yeah.
freaking assume instead of
Yeah.
asking questions. Like, what the
That's what I'm
fuck?
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Ask me, bitch.
Yeah, we are live. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Kava Club podcast. You guys already know who I am. My name is Will. I am the host of this show. This is a very special day. I am very excited today. I have a very special guest all the way from Hawaii, one of our Polynesian sisters, all the way from Hawaii. I found her through TikTok. The one thing I love about her is she got that real unapologetic direct energy. So if you're not the type of person that can handle direct energy, just being upfront, being honest, this may not be the podcast for you. I just want to let you know, just warn you guys. But that's what I love about her. That's why attracted me to her to reach out and to ask her to be on the podcast. And I'm very grateful that she is. I also say directly to her, thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm very grateful for her to be here and allow her to share her story with all you guys will be watching today. So without further ado, I'll let her introduce herself real quick and go ahead. It's all you.
Talo Falava, everybody. I first want to give God the glory for this opportunity to come on this Kava Club podcast and appear to share my knowledge, my love, my strength, and everything with you guys today. I'm super, super excited today. I got all dolled up with my pulutasi and everything. You guys can, for the older folks, I would always say 25 and above. I am Kalepe to you guys. If you are 25 and a half down, you guys are Ansi Kalepe, okay? I am Samoan, Fijian, German. I am 38. I'll be 39 in July. I am a Leo. And I was born in Hawaii. Don't come for me. I know it's Hawaii, but I'm not Olelo Hawaii. So Hawaii, Castle Hospital, raised in Samoa, raised all over, but now in 808, Hawaii.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah,
Thank you for taking the
you're
time. Very
welcome.
appreciate it. I'm very
Yes.
excited. And I just want to say real quick, for everybody that's watching this and tuning in for the very first time, thank you so much for watching and tuning in for the first time. Please show love and support. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And everybody that's been showing me so much love, everybody that's been subscribed and always send me positive feedback and messages, thank you so much. That really inspires me, honestly. That really keeps me going because you can't get tough sometimes. Dealing with Polynesians, it can be tough sometimes. But you guys really keep showing me so much love. Thank you. But I'm excited to get this podcast started. So the very first question I'm going to ask you is, how did you grow up?
How did I grow up? I never really understood the word poverty, because I can't even say it right. I
Yeah.
know that is a mainland word for less fortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, I know this podcast is for everybody. For us, the way I grew up was the way I should have grown up.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because we all don't, yes, we didn't ask to be here, but we all didn't get to choose our family either. So that's why I made the statement, I was raised the way I should be raised. And to go
Yeah.
into detail with that, yeah, welfare, moving from house to house, getting food, the church members would come and, give us food. So yeah, it was a rough life to live on earth, but it was the most joyful time because I know how to love
Yeah.
because of it.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised by a dad that was in the Marines, and my mom worked really hard. Uh, he's a AP mechanic and commercial pilot, but my dad's from Apia, and my mom's from American Samoa. So with that said, it came a lot of know how to walk, know how to talk, know how to carry yourself. When people are here, know what to do, all those poly things that you do. When somebody comes by, you come with a drink, you sit down and you talk. Um, family home evening, as you guys would call it. We call it loku at 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was raised with foundation and God first, more to all day, but also grew up. How should I say it? Not being able to speak or live my truth because I was
Yeah.
the youngest. You know.
Yeah.
Uh, so basically, that's kind of like a hard question because you know what? Honestly, I wouldn't change nothing for the world because I wouldn't be here talking to you today.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I was raised exactly how I should. Was it rough? Absolutely. Did I have questions in my mind of seeing people on TV and oh, what it would be like to, have that nice car or oh wow, they got a pool at their house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up just like that. Did I understand it then? No. And I think that's what's hard about these kids also. They want it immediately. They want immediate proof, immediate access to all of that, but not knowing that it takes work.
Yeah.
Definitely takes work. So yeah, I grew up just like how I should.
No, I love that what you shared. Going back how you should, and the way I perceive that is, I truly believe in this, that everything happens for a reason.
Mm.
And that's something I really really believe in because just like you in Polynesian too. I'm talking. I grew up in Tonga. My family isn't perfect. I went through my own struggles. I went through. I know I've shared it so many times in the other podcast. Um, I know oftentimes we can fall into that victim mindset. Try to blame everybody, blame my parents, blame this. Why am I poor? Why I don't have this?
Yes.
But
Yes.
for everybody that's watching, because I wanted to give you guys an understand that the reason why I say everything happens for a reason, because as I look back in my life, and I wouldn't be who I am today
Mm.
if I didn't go through the struggles. I know we were talking about
Yeah.
before this. I was telling you about
Yeah.
my dream to be a motivational speaker,
Mm-hmm.
and I love the we had. And by the way, we had a great conversation even before
Yes.
this. So I was that's
Yes.
why I'm already. Yeah,
Yes.
we had a little trial podcast before we
Yes.
even had this
Yes.
podcast,
Yes.
which
Yes.
was which
Yes.
was which was great, by the way. But for everybody out there that's going through pain, that's struggling and suffering, and I know it's really it's easier to blame. It's
Yes.
easier to blame, and I love what you said. We want things now, right? And when we're in our struggles, we want the struggle to go away immediately.
Yes.
But the problem with that is that that's how the world works.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't.
Yeah, so we have to put in the work to get out of it. And I just want to say to everybody that's watching, if you're going any struggles, like I said, I wouldn't change them. And there was a point in time in my life growing up as a kid, I wish my childhood or my parents or this was different. My
We all
household.
did. We all
Yeah.
did. Yeah. We
Yeah.
all did. Yeah.
Yeah. But now at this point of my life, I'm very happy and very prideful and grateful that that God gave me the life that He gave me, just like you said, as it should.
Yes.
Because if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be who I am today. And most importantly, I wouldn't be talking to you today.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to add is you're different from everybody else. You can go into Georgia, you can go into California, you can go to Florida, and you will be different. You will stand out.
Yes.
And what you've learned in Tonga, how to cook, how to clean, whatever, that's bonuses on you as a gentleman. That's bonuses on you because I'm gonna tell you, and I don't sugarcoat. So you dudes, all you dudes that want to be like, I want a girl that cooks, I want a girl that cleans, I want a girl that what? How about
Yes.
girls that you guys just see set, and girls too. You guys want a poly man because they can cook, they can clean, they're handsome, they can do all of that. But the thing is, you should not envy. You should not envy and want
Yes.
things that that you don't give out. And Janita is she's a Samoan singer. She's on TikTok as well. Match me is what she said. Match my energy.
Yes.
And if you can't match my energy, then you need to keep moving because this day and age, it's no longer about what is that, what you got or anything like that, because that can be dust. And like my dad always told us, you can't take materialistic things to heaven. You just take your spirit,
Yeah.
because your body and everything is dust.
Hmm.
So for me, I feel as individuals growing up, whether you're 12, 2, 6, 92, or whatever, if you expect certain things, make sure that you can offer those things as well.
Yeah.
You know?
No. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Yeah, you can't offer it. You can't. You can't expect something to give you something that you don't provide us as well.
Mm,
And you said it best. Relationships when it comes to match,
yeah.
it's a two-way street, guys. It's not
Oh,
one side.
oh, that blows me. I just did a TikTok today. It blowed me because the guy went ahead and put a post or something. He said, "Baby girl, why are you reaching for the check? Baby girl, why do you want to see that? First of all, you act like I can't pay. Aren't we together? So if you pay one
Yeah,
night, I'll pay one night, you know?
yeah, yeah,
And like I want to see, because if our bill came out to $100 and we only got French fries, I want to know, dang, this is some expensive French fries, you know?
yeah, yeah,
So that's what I'm saying. A lot of people are forgetting in Samoan we say mga omel, which is
mm,
want. You just
yeah,
want things. But then when you get it, you don't know what to do with it.
yeah,
So you gotta be happy with yourself from head to toe, in and out, before you even go searching for somebody to have on your right hand.
yeah.
Please stop
And
it.
also, yeah, and also make sure
Oh,
the quality, make sure the qualities that you ask for the other person, make sure you have the same qualities. You
mm.
know,
And it's
that's a,
reasonable. You know what
yeah,
I mean? It's
yeah.
reasonable. Stay in your lane. Like you're not gonna ask for a Porsche and then all of a sudden you was driving a Camry. Like what you was doing? What? Or you want a mansion, 2-story mansion and everything like that, and you just came from what? An apartment, 1 bedroom? Stop
I
it.
know. I know.
Well,
Sometimes I hear in both ways, girls and guys. But I know sometimes I hear from girls like, "I want a patient, loving," and man, I'm like, "You're not a, you're an
yeah,
impatient woman. You have attitude."
your mouth is annoying. Shut up.
you, don't you think those type of guys are attracted to you?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear
But
you.
you go like you say, it goes both ways. So
Yes.
that's absolutely true. I do.
Yes.
I'm definitely gonna say that for later on. I'm gonna talk more
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
I do want to ask you something you brought up because I feel like that's something that's really, really important, especially with this day and age. I know you talked about growing up, and I know today you're open, a vocal person, you're confident in your voice. Uh, but you did mention that growing up, they wanted you culturally, they wanted you as to be a silent
Yes.
woman. So I
Yes.
do want to attack. I do want to attack. I do want to talk about that because you know, nowadays that's one of the hardest things I see within my own generation
Mm-hmm.
is um, Polynesians struggling to speaking up and voicing their opinion and their thoughts in a healthy way. Because I get it. I know growing up as a Tongan, I know we were taught not to speak back to our parents no
Mm-hmm.
matter what.
Mm-hmm.
There was no conversation. Whatever they said, you followed, and if you talk back in any kind of formal way, or even just make a sound.
Yeah. 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 Don't
Right?
even breathe in my direction. Yep. Yep. I know.
Right? Automatically, that's ultimately seen as disrespect. We
Yes.
Tongan, we call it talahui, talangata'a. Um, but for me, growing up, I believe in there is something called healthy communication, where even if you disagree with somebody, regardless if it's an elder, it is for me. It is okay. It is absolutely healthy for me to be able to disagree with somebody that's older than me, in a healthy manner, right?
Mm.
Not a disrespectful my tone
Yes.
and
Yeah.
something. I approach them, in a respectful way,
Yes.
and make sure I'm humble and my tonality is respectful.
Yes.
But
Yes.
to express to them what I'm really, really feeling, because I feel like a lot of the issues that a lot of these kids are going through regarding mental health, depression, suicide, is
Yeah.
because these kids are not feeling heard and able to express what they feel. So especially, and of course we can continue the conversation, especially when
Yeah.
it comes to trauma,
Yes.
the shit that happens within our Polynesian community when it comes to
What do you
molestation,
mean
sexual
trauma?
abuse.
You want to? Oh, okay. Go ahead. Sexual
Yeah,
abuse and what
yeah,
else?
yeah. Things are very, very traumatic, right?
Okay.
And I do want to have that conversation with you.
Okay.
I'm interested to hear your thoughts, what you see, your experiences. I just want to open this up because I feel like
Yeah.
that's something that a lot of people
Definitely.
will definitely want to hear.
Okay. Thank you for the question. So it goes back. What you guys have to remember, the way that you guys were raised, or all of us, was because our parents were raised like that. And
Yes.
their parents raised them like that.
Yes.
And their parents raised them like that. And that's what ancestors and generation from generation, um, that's how it happens, you know? But like I spoke with you before, it's up to us to stop using that, but offer tools and um, how should I say it? And words of encouragement for our youngins. Okay. My dad always says, and I reference my dad a lot because it's exactly true, because I'm living exactly what he said. Birds will feed their kids with worms that will only keep their stomachs full for a short period of time, but parents will feed their kids with words that will last a lifetime.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Yeah.
Okay. So, with that said, yes, yes, they're dying to come out, especially the young kids. They're like, oh, my mom doesn't even understand me, she don't even let me go out. Oh, I cannot even do this, I cannot even do that. So the kids start to sneak, because
Yeah.
you and I both know, you know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
we'll lie and
Yeah.
be like, oh, such and such is having a party, can I go? Oh yeah, whatever it may be. My only thing as a mother, because I have 3 boys, as a mother, is my rule: be the first to tell me, or don't tell me at all.
Yeah.
And as parents, they didn't know how to ground us. They didn't know how to feed. Even giving us a hug was weird. Even
Yeah.
giving us a kiss was weird. Tuck me in, tuck who in? Ish, go grab your blanket and pillow and go to sleep. What you mean? Bedtime story. Ish, okay, go to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like we do it. We're at fault too of envy and fantasizing over something and expecting our parents to be just that,
Yes.
wanting to be best friends. Oh my God, are we gonna go shopping, mom? Oh my God, no, that's not your life. Go get a banana and foil it. Like
Yeah.
that's your life. But once again, I feel, and some of you guys may be like, oh, she don't know. I know, I do know what I'm talking about, but
Yeah.
I grew up from it. So you guys, please, children of all ages that are growing up, you cannot fault your parents for knowing not what they do. You cannot. You can go ahead and say, oh, they didn't protect us, when, somebody came and did this, or oh, what is that? They didn't help us and this and that. They didn't know. They didn't know. Nobody comforted them growing up.
Yeah.
Nobody counseled them. But what you can do is exactly what you said. Respectfully sit down and talk to your mom or your dad or your grandma or your grandpa or whatever, you know? And I told you that before we started. The number one key to anything in life is love.
Yeah.
And if you was to love on these babies, if the parents knew how to love and give affectionate to these babies, I promise you the percentage of wanting to speak out and everything wouldn't be that much.
Yeah.
You know why? Because in the homes, they're already communicating. And yes, I do get it. Keep our business in our house. What happens in the house stays in the house. Don't say nothing and whatever. That's cool. I get that. But sometimes you just got to let them know, hey, my shit ain't perfect. My house is not fucking perfect. Do I have food in my fridge? Probably not. Did I go to sleep hungry? Probably I did. But it's a prideful thing that you just got to knock down. Everybody wants to walk around and make sure that they got the best clothing on or the best fucking makeup on or whatever. Try walking, like I told them on my live the other day, standing in the mirror bare, naked. And when you do that, can you as the individual accept your flaws inside and out? Can you say, oh, my eyebrows are fucked up? Oh, okay, boom. So whoever talks about your eyebrows, you're good already because you're content in it. Or, hey, you know what? You have like a cyst when you talk or whatever. Boom, you're okay with all your flaws as an individual. So whenever anybody feels they can come at you, fuck them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think, to go back to what you stated, is our parents didn't know.
Yeah.
And like you said in the beginning too, a lot of people are always quick to blame. And that's what us kids do. We can't blame the law. We can't
Yeah.
go ahead and blame that. We blame our parents. But there comes a point in your age where you say, I forgive you for not knowing what you do. But now I will be the daughter, the son that I feel is best for me, but still be respectful and everything with our culture and nationality and respect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we have to draw that line to take a stand for ourselves and say, hey, you know what? I recognize we have an issue, recognizing it and then speaking about it. Because take 2 seconds of your time and analyze when you open your mouth, make sure you understand whatever consequences that come with it, you're prepared for it. Just like your podcast, whoever wants to come on here. Hey, if you want to be bold, because you're coming off of feelings, right? Like people's like, oh yeah, oh, I can finally tell my story. Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell it how it is, da da da, whatever. But are you ready for the consequences that come when your video is posted? Are you ready for your mother, your auntie, your uncle, and everybody to say, oh, you're a disgrace? Oh,
Yeah.
this is what's going on. Are you ready for that? And if you're not ready for it, don't open your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Don't open it because it's not a for show thing. And your podcast is not a for show thing.
Yeah.
You have a purpose. Your purpose right now is to go ahead and reach out to give, like you stated, give these young people or older generation or whatever it is, just give everybody, you don't even have to be poly, just give everybody an opportunity to have a place to release and be able to meet people that understand you,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just don't blame. It's a real, now that I'm older, it's just, I want the kids that are growing up that are younger, like not even my age. I'm 38, I'm going to be 39. I want them to be ahead of the game when they're at 38, 39.
Yeah.
That's why I speak the way I speak. Because
Yeah.
now that I'm catching on, I'm just like, oh, ew. Like I wasted all that time. Like I could have been better, you know? Like shit. But yeah, but that's why. And you and I are their tools,
Yeah.
you know? So I'm a tool to them to take what I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but they can take what they take and then that's it. And I always say, I'm a Samoan Tinkerbell where I just go and sprinkle this dust around. If you don't want it, move.
I like
Yeah.
it. I like it. I love it. Yeah, Tinkerbell.
Yeah. Because I fly around and I sprinkle all the little, love around people.
So, I want to ask you. This may be considered a hot topic, but that's what I do. What I do. You just told me. You just told me don't be comfortable. Don't go deeper. You told me to before.
Yes. Let's go. Let's go. Let me be the first. Go.
So, for me, it's like I'm always trying to figure out it's like a solution. Well, what can we do to help out the situation, right? Because we all know, like you explained it, and I love your answer. And first of all, that's something I had to realize within myself that the only way for me, I was able to grow, was I had to stop blaming my parents. But then also for me, that was just for me just looking and taking a step back and looking at everything and realizing, oh, that's just my parents. The reason why my parents are is because they were taught. It's not their fault if they didn't have the resources, right?
Yep.
Or the knowledge. So, but ultimately, for me, is if there's a problem, then we have to figure out what is the source of the problem.
Yeah, the
core, right? So I want to ask you, because I've heard this debate. What is a problem? There's responsibility because the parents didn't get they weren't taught that they weren't taught those skills and those tools how to raise the kids that we are now, or do you feel like that's rooted within the culture of not being able to talk back? Because I feel like for me, and I know that's one of the conversations I had with my friends. Like they say that if we change the culture of how we teach when it comes to when it comes to respect, that it is okay. Because right now, coach in the talk, because this is the conversation I have with all the kids. Right now, we all have the same upbringing. That's what we're taught. Hey,
yes,
you listen, what we say goes, and that's the culture that we
right
grow
or
up
wrong,
in.
do it. Same as Samoan,
right.
Yes.
So, and the reason why I bring this up because this is one thing I always hear from the elder generation, because I do get feedback from the elder generation, and I welcome it too. And this is one thing they always tell me is, why are you trying to challenge or change the culture?
Mm.
Because that's what they tell me, like, oh, the culture is perfect. Why are you trying to change something?
And what is your answer? Or you want to hear mine?
Well, my answer is, well, I believe that everything in life is not perfect. Humans are not perfect. Governments are not perfect. There's nothing is perfect in this world, and there's always room for improvement. And to think that something is absolutely perfect, for me, that's not a fact, because that's just how I believe. So, as much as I love my culture, I do understand that things can be different. And if you want to take it deeper, for me, it's like, culture is man-made. Somebody made it. Man made it. A human being made it, and they taught it. And throughout time, people just added on what they wanted to do, and that became the culture that we have right now.
Okay.
So for me, it's like, I feel like for me, it's okay. I feel like there is some things, aspects of the culture, it is okay to change the culture, especially when it comes to that part where we have to blindly follow our elders. I think we can change that aspect of it. I do understand where that comes from, the respect. I'm not talking about respect. I love respect. I'm not talking about the respect factor. I'm just talking about the culture that the Polynesian culture, where whatever the elders say or do, that we just have to follow unwillingly or blindly.
So you're asking me, how do I feel about whether it be Tongan, Samoan, how does it feel about people in this generation trying to change, but the older generation is basically saying, hey, we're good just the way we're at, right?
Yeah. Okay. And that's the conflict.
All right.
So I'm interested to hear your
There is
thoughts
no
on
conflict. There is no conflict. There is no conflict.
Oh yeah, I'm just talking about back and forth.
Yeah. No. And my statement to you, whoever's listening, there shouldn't be no conflict. And you know why? Because I'm gonna go like really down. It's so petty how everybody wants to pick and choose, change this, change that. So you mean this is not the original Pulutasi? This is not the Pulutasi. If I wore, they went ahead and changed it all. You know, everybody has our tattoo. Everybody has the ink. Everybody does this, like whatever it may be. So it's okay to change different things that I guess makes people happy, but it's not okay to touch a topic to really heal and grow somebody's heart and soul. But you guys care more about changing, like, for example, okay, I'm going to speak on it. So my dad came down, we had a funeral here, right? And we had no falas. Okay. Fala is the fine mats. Okay. So that was a topic, because the fine mats they're shredding apart, or, and nobody has them in their home no more. So my dad was like, oh, so what do we do? So in substitution in Hawaii, which we don't carry, not a lot of people carry falas, is money. So it's okay to change that substitution, but it's not okay to change the facts and the things that were said to us to fuck our brain up. It's not okay, like you're saying, touch this, but don't touch that. Fix that, but don't fix this. Huh? Like our well-being from head to toe is the most important thing, besides inks and materialistic and stuff. So I so agree that from generation to generation, and it's just so happened our generation that we are molding and adding and fixing to the culture. So the people, our next generation, which is the young ones that come up, they are going to add their shit too when they're our age. They're going to be like, oh yeah, we used to do this, but we're going to do it this way. Like, it's so, the design of clothing and culture has changed. Everything like that people can see has changed, but not the inside. Not the inside. And that's the thing that a lot of people forget. Check people's heart and soul, not no materialistic that's just gonna fucking rip or break or whatever. You want to make your mind, heart, and soul the string, your ma'a, your rock, your whole beginning, because that way, no matter what state you go to, you still you. No matter what you put on, you still you, because you're grounded. And that's why I always say, everybody's like, oh, I can't wait to buy a house one day. No, bitch, buy land, because somebody can always come and knock your house down and buy your house because they own the land. So you all need to go ahead and worry about buying land so you can knock down, build whenever you want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there shouldn't be no debate. It's just, it is, if you don't like it, scoot on, because once again, it's what they were taught.
Yes.
And they feel if they come on our side of change and positivity, oh my gosh, they're going to look down upon. Like, oh my gosh, my mom's going to be so mad. No, they need to let it go. But in order for them to let it go, maybe it does take their kids to show them, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why, what is that? I love my dad. And I think he's thinking it. He's in appeal right now, but he basically states, if you see your parents doing wrong, do you just sit there and go with it? Or you go ahead and do something about it to teach them,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So you can correct your friends in a heartbeat. Hey, bitch, fuck you. You don't fucking walk like that. Oh, change your
Yeah.
hair like that. But you can't sit down and say, Mom, the world is different right now. Dad, I really respect and I love our culture, but you have to understand that some things are just not tolerated and it hurts my feelings. And if they look at you and be like, ooh, but you've done your part. You've released it out of you to them, you
Hmm.
know? So I
Yeah.
think that's the main thing that everybody's worried about is what their response is back. And to be real honest with you, yeah, their response matters, but you're releasing yourself and releasing your brain and your sanity, and you have more room for joy. I promise you, is a whole lot better. For real, for
Oh,
real.
I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I know that's. Thank you for sharing that also, and thank you for diving into this topic. Yeah, because that's something I always hear from my own friends and also people that reach out to me through my platforms. That's the main struggle they have. Um, it's funny. I had a great conversation with a podcast a couple of days ago, and we were talking about how do we how do we deal with our parents? Because I know you said that you were talking about like having sitting down with your parents and having
Mhm.
conversation with them. There's some parents that you can't even get to that point because they're so
You
just
can't. My
hardcore and tough.
mother, my mother, my mother.
So the reality is, it's like there are, I know some parents that you can't even get your parents to sit down, even listen to you.
Mhm.
And we were having conversations like, what's the best way? In my opinion, this is my opinion, because, and I always say this, is a lot of the reason why our parents, and you can add on to this if you want to. The reason why, and this is the way I see everything. The reason why it was really, really hard for our parents to understand us, these millennials, or what we go through, because you said it best, and they were raised a different way. They grew up a different time. I just want to say this to all the kids. You have to understand that our parents, because they come from the islands or from the struggle, they grew up in a way that they had to survive.
Mm.
So a lot of the things that we go through, like mental health and feelings, they didn't
They
have
had no
time to
time
deal
for
with
that.
that.
Yep.
They have no time for that. They're trying to
Yep.
get food on the table. They're
Yep.
trying to build a
Harvest, go to
family.
the farm. Yep. Go to the farm. Yep. I
All
know.
right.
Yep.
We're blessed that we're blessed in America now. All these kids right now, you guys are blessed now that we don't have to worry about food and
Hmm.
shelter. And now we have the time to deal with our feelings. But
Yeah.
this is our time. So I
Yeah.
just want to say that to understand our parents. So that's why it's really hard for them to understand what we go through, because they grew up in a way to survive, but now we're now in this part of America. It's more thriving, and that's why they won't be able to understand you. And if you try to explain like your issues or whatever you're going through, I feel like with your voice, I feel like for me is like the best way to explain to your parents and show them what you go through is just show them through action, through work ethic. Like
That's
if I
one
have,
way.
and
That's
this is
one
my,
way.
yeah, like if I have an idea, like if I have an idea of what I want to do for my career or dream, right? And if you ask your parent, they probably shut it down, like, yeah, don't do that, you're a waste of time, do this. Instead of, I'm telling you, like, instead of asking them or telling them, I feel like just show it. If you don't, I already know my parents are not gonna support what I want to do for my life, and if I ask them, I'm probably gonna I already know what the answer is.
So
So
let me
I'm,
stop you right there. I'm gonna stop you
yeah,
right there because I hope when you watch this podcast again, I want you to hear yourself
yeah, yeah,
this
yeah,
moment right here. If you tell your parents something that you want to do in your life that they probably will say no to, you're still going to do it anyway, correct? Because it makes you
probably,
happy.
yeah, yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
because
probably,
it
yeah,
makes you happy, correct?
yeah,
And so you didn't give a fuck about their feelings when you did it, but you did let them know, which was communications to them.
yeah,
So at the end of the day, continue with your path. Like if this is, you started that shit and you knew, like I told you before, if you are ready to dive into something and you analyze the whole situation and you know the consequences was like they're not going to show up, they're going to talk mad shit about you or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But later down the line, as they continue to see you, then some may soften their heart and be like, hi, da da da. But it's also, here's another thing. We cannot make excuses on ways on how to get to our parents, because in our parents' eyes, kids are kids no matter how old you are. So there
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
there's a fine line of you even trying to speak up. So they automatically block you, like, oh, just because you're older, you think you can come and talk and stuff. But
Yeah.
here's my advice to you guys. Before these phones and everything like that, there was something called a paper and a pen. So you can write your parents a letter. You can definitely put your feelings written down, because that's what they grew up with, is paper and envelopes and mail and pens. Then you leave it, let them read it, don't harm them. And maybe they had to read your letter one, two, three, four. And there, nobody taught them how to come out of pride. So you think they're going to lower their pride and be like, some may be like, oh, thank you, I'm so sorry, I didn't know you was feeling like that. No, no, some may not take it, but some will. But it's up to you as an individual to have, shit, 10 toes down, 2 feet on the ground, and just bite the bullet and go for your happiness,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know? And so I think that whole thing about everybody keep on talking, oh yeah, there's just some parents who don't want to listen. Okay. Is that going to hold you back? Go say what you got to say,
Yeah.
call it a day. And they have no room to say, oh, Daniel didn't come and talk to me. No, Daniel didn't. No, but you did. You
Hmm.
did. And that's all you had to do, was respect, love, and let your parents know. Because
Yeah.
some people do shit without even letting their parents know and be like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck it, so what, whatever. But you still held tight to your values and your foundation,
Yeah.
even though they didn't respect your wishes. So what?
Yeah.
You know? Shit, your grandma probably didn't respect the fact that she was marrying your daddy, but she
Yeah.
still did it, but they're never going to admit shit.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, my advice on that particular topic, which is really, it may be a simple fix to others, but I just feel like find different alternatives to satisfy both parties. If you know your mom's not going to fucking listen, write her a letter, let it be.
Yeah.
You know,
No. No. Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. 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 That's true. That's true. I never thought about the letter. Um. But for me, based on my experience, like, because I understand how my parents, they're not really affectionate, people, you know,
Mm,
and understand that. And also, and for me also, like, a lot of the things that I go through in my life, they don't understand it.
mm-hmm,
So, and I think like, and you said it best. You have to understand how your parents operate. But for me,
mm-hmm,
I feel like Polynesian or immigration parents, the one thing that they respect is work ethic, like their values, like, because that's what they did. Because my parents, they, for me, it's like talking, like, you said it best. We gotta stop talking. I feel like that's our mistake as millennials. We just keep talking.
mm-hmm,
Why this? Why this? Why this? Why this? Why this? And
mm-hmm,
I used to be like that. I used to like, why this? Why this? Why this? Why this? And I
mm-hmm.
realized, you know what? I tried to talk to my parents, and they still didn't understand it. But you know what? I'm gonna show them with my hands. I'm gonna show.
Yeah.
I have 2 hands. I'm 2 feet. I know what I want. I know
Mm-hmm,
I have my values as a man. I'm just gonna put my head down, and you said it too, right? I know what I'm gonna expect. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna
mm-hmm.
take the
Yep.
whatever the criticism and judgment.
Yep.
I'm
One
gonna
ear
take
out the
it
other. Yep.
one out about the ear, but I'm just gonna put my head down and go to work, and I'll let my results speak for itself. And then one thing I
Mm-hmm,
realized is, as I started working and putting my head down, because one thing about my parents is, I know my dad, like, regardless of our disagreements about certain things in life, but one thing I know he values, like, principle, is commitment and hard work. So for him is, no matter if he disagrees
hold
with
on.
you,
Hold on.
go ahead,
Commitment and hard work brings what?
brings results.
Okay, what kind of results? What kind of
Well,
results? Wait, what kind of results? would make your family happy? Like if you gave them $20, if you bought them a new house, would they treat you a lot more better? Would they listen to you because your results were so dramatic that you did exactly and you're successful? Would they love you a
No,
little bit better?
yeah, it really depends on. Yeah, I don't think so because material things. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So hear me out.
yeah,
You said you put your head down and you go to work and you feel like your action speaks louder than word. But that's what makes you think, if you can't verbally talk to your parents, what makes you think that the actions is going to be better? Because let me speak,
yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
like I've seen kids go all the way up to master's degree, doctors and everything
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
And the one thing that the parents look for is, oh, that's my daughter. Yep, that's my daughter that she graduated on the highest. It's a pride thing, you
yeah,
know. So you as an individual, you're not going to get the affection that you was looking for.
yeah,
You're not
yeah.
going to get the love that you were looking for.
Of course not. Yeah,
So that's why when I hear you say your actions and it brings results, results for who? Results for you or results for your parents? Who are you busting your ass for? You
no,
or your
no,
parents?
no, no. I'm doing it for me. But what I'm saying is, it. What I'm saying is, it will create some kind of common understanding because I know there's some parents that they won't even try to understand you at
Mm-hmm.
all,
Mm-hmm.
right? And right. But one thing for me is like I feel like that when you just put your head down and go to work and just be the best version of yourself, be happy, do you.
Yes. Yes.
Because one thing I do know, no matter how hardcore your parents is, there is still love for you.
Mm.
Like they still, I mean, if they, no matter how, if they disagree with you, but I feel like if it's a good parent, like, but they still have love for you at the end of the day. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like if you really just put your head down and live the best life you can and do the best you
Mm-hmm.
can and
Mm-hmm.
stop and don't live in the world of blaming and criticizing and talk about things,
Mm-hmm.
just walk your walk. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like eventually over time, and like I said, this is my personal experiences.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I feel like that for me, if I spend my time trying to convince my family and try to get my family to understand what I'm doing for my life, that's going nowhere.
Okay.
So I feel like for me, by just putting my head down and growing and being the best man I can,
Well,
and
you're
just growing
successful now. You're
and growing the
successful
life,
now.
right? Well, success is just for me. Success is just live your best life. Like doesn't matter.
No, I
Yeah,
understand that. I
yeah,
want you to
yeah,
stop right here because you have your
yeah,
podcast. You're
yeah.
doing what you want to be, which is motivational speaker and everything. How is your relationship with your parents? Because you put your head down and you're working, correct?
Yeah,
Okay. So, and that's what you said, right? Because you tried to talk to your parents and you feel that the best thing for you is to put your head down and keep working. So you've been busting your ass. How's your
mhm.
relationship with your parents now?
Now we can have a conversation.
Mm,
Right now, the conversation is opening.
okay.
Does that make sense? So that's what I'm saying is
Give me an example. Give me an example. So you can call mom and say, "Hey, mom, you know what? I'm just having a mental breakdown right now. You know, like I'm just so fun. Can you? Is that the conversation?
no,
Like, do
no,
you,
no,
oh, okay, okay.
no. What I'm saying is there is now there's a communication where I don't have the type of conversation with my parents because I'm not that type of person. For me, is now if there is a communication I realized that didn't exist when I was younger,
Mm,
right? But
mm,
like I said, I'm not. But of course, I'm not gonna call my parents. Hey,
yeah.
no, because I've grown past that already.
Okay.
But one thing I do is at the end of the day, no matter my disagreements with my parents, I always want to make sure that there is a communication or some kind of understanding between them. We don't have to agree with everything,
Mm-hmm.
but at least I can feel there is like, okay, now I can feel like my parents want to communicate or they show some interest or there is some kind of open understanding between them, which I never
Okay.
saw when I was younger.
Okay.
So we don't get on the phone. The conversation I have with my parents is not like we don't get on the phone and talk about kumbaya and like
Yeah, yeah.
the lovey
So
the lovey dovey
basically,
the lovey dovey stuff.
have you looked at it as, so basically you're saying that your parents respect you now and you have better conversation now, but I'm going to be blunt and I may be wrong, you
Yeah,
check
yeah,
me,
yeah, yeah.
but don't you feel like you're at that age to where you should have that and that's why your parents talk to you, or allow you to communicate with them because you're at that age. It has nothing to do about your success or where you're going. You're just at that age. Like growing up, it's like you can't go, girls can't hang out with married guys. I mean, single girls can't hang out with married guys. Or if you're young, you got to wait till this age and then you can start doing it, or this age and then you can sit on the table with all of us. If you're an adult, da da da, whatever. Like, do
Yeah.
you honestly feel, answer this question for me truthfully,
Yeah.
that you have an open communication with your parents because you're at that age, or you feel like you built that open communication because of you putting your head down and just showing action? Let me know.
I don't feel like it has. I don't feel like it has. It comes to has nothing to do with my age. I feel like they just saw the type of man I was becoming.
Good.
And I feel like because they saw the man I'm becoming, and because I just showed it through my, just putting my, just my work. I feel like naturally, like and then I didn't force it. I didn't force it. I feel like naturally it just came. That eventually we can finally have a conversation. And I remember, like, I had a conversation with my dad. It was a long time ago, but I know before he was like, he totally disagreed with everything I did, and he didn't support anything I did. Right. And I remember one time we had a conversation, and all of a sudden he was like, you know what? He was like, I see what you're doing for your life. I support what you're doing. I see where you're going. And that just came.
How did you feel?
I didn't even say anything. He just.
I know, but tell us how you feel. I want to know how you feel.
It felt good. It felt good. I was like, wow. Like, and of course it felt good because I still love my parents at the end of the day. Yes. No matter what we go through, I love my parents no matter what. All right.
The reason why I asked you is because, like you said, we can always speak on our perspective. We can always speak on our journey. And what works for you may not work for me. What works for me may not. And so that's why I want everyone that's listening to know that, I'm going to say it again, what may work for us may not work for you. And everybody has to tell their own story. So for you is putting your head down, getting to work, and your parents feed off of hard work and all of that in order for you to grow your relationship with your parents. That's your way. For me, I'm more verbal. I'm more sit down, let me get it out. And not everybody's verbal, not everybody's hard worker, but please understand, everyone. In order, we don't know your parents. We don't. First and foremost, we don't know your life. We don't know your parent. We don't know whatever. But stop looking for others to band-aid your life, is what I'm going to say. And this is why I say that.
I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah. Don't say, oh, well, it worked for Auntie Calepe. Oh, it worked for Daniel. It worked for, it worked for. No. You guys have to put in the work in order to get results. Exactly what he just stated. Whether in his state, he was putting his head down working, and then his dad was like, oh, he's growing up, so maybe I can open up. For me, I literally sat my dad down and I said, Dad, I'm not your little girl anymore. I'm not your little girl anymore. I'm a mother. I said, please, you have to hear me. And I literally cried like somebody died, opening up to my dad. And that worked for me. So all you individuals that are out there, please pray first for guidance and strength, and be ready for whatever that comes. If your parents tell you, fuck you, get away, get out of my face, don't take that personal.
Yes.
Because they just don't know how to react. If they say, oh, who you listening to? Oh, you stay too much on your phone, this and that. Just one ear out the other and continue on your path. Once you find the right thing to do for you and your parents to connect, I promise you the joy of that, like, that's why I asked how you felt when your dad went ahead and, said, I like what you're doing, good work. Because that's a lot. That probably would go to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fuck the money. Nobody, no price tag can put on that feeling. And I get that. And I felt that from my dad when he said, baby, I'm proud of you, or baby, I'm so happy for you, or baby, you are a good mom. And I'm like, yes, I'm so happy. But I think that's what's wrong with kids, are looking for approval or the okay from their parents.
Yeah. I think,
and that's not.
Now, you said it absolutely best. You can't. You gotta stop looking for your parents as a band-aid.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's one thing I learned in my life. Like, and the reason why, and I'm glad you brought this up. I'm gonna have fun while rewatching this. Because I feel like I guess when I put my head down and went to work, I feel like I think I didn't realize it then, but now I'm just looking back at it now because now we're just talking about it. I realized for myself that my happiness is gonna come down to me,
Yes.
and I think that's why I told myself, I'm just gonna, because I realized that trying to get my happiness from my parents based on their approval
Yes.
or their validation, I saw that was a lost cause. It wasn't gonna
Mm.
lead anywhere.
Yes.
And at some point in time, I didn't. At some point in time, I guess I didn't realize it. I was like, you know what? The only validation I need is myself, and
Yeah.
the only happiness I need, I seek, besides God, pray,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I feel like the only thing I can do is just focus on myself and be happy, do what
And
I do,
heal yourself.
and
Heal yourself.
heal myself. And
Yes.
I always felt like, and I always felt like if I just focus on myself and just be happy, then everything would just fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, and I think that's, I think that's the main focus of your experience. Like, and of course,
Yeah.
the way we go about it is different. Like, you went through
Yes.
the
Yes.
way that you had to sit down with your parents and talk to them directly. I just
Mm-hmm.
put my head down and did what I did.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the one thing we can all agree on and share to the audience is your happiness is your responsibility.
Yes.
You have to stop blaming people and giving that responsibility and expecting your parents or other people to be
Approval.
approval to be responsible for your happiness and peace and
Mm-hmm.
well-being of your mind. And I know a
Yes.
lot of times as kids, I'm not gonna lie, we do that sometimes.
Yes.
And I also catch my friends do that too. And I always have to like let them know, hey man, you gotta stop blaming everything on your parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Right.
But
And
that's why a lot of people turn to food and they start eating because that's what makes them happy.
yeah,
Or a lot of people go to the gym because it makes them happy.
yeah,
Whatever the case may be, I feel like, yes, we love our parents. They brought us here. We still respect, oh, please, I'm number one. Like my dad calls, hey, I need help. I'm right there. But we have to remember when our parents are gone, it's just us.
yeah,
So you're going to wait all the way till then to be happy when you can successfully be happy now, but still be a good daughter. And a lot
yeah,
of the times, what we have to realize, you and I, there's a lot of broken homes. And a
yes,
lot of broken homes doesn't have a mom, a dad, or a grandpa or whatever.
yeah,
So they
yeah.
get dumped. How do we help those? And it's the one key I always tell you, love.
Love, yes, yes,
Yes. So it doesn't matter if what is that. I know that you're pinning it as a poly thing, but to all my Polynesian, Melanesian,
yeah.
Micronesian,
People,
all
all
of you
people.
guys, all Pacific Islanders, I think we all have to understand that now that we're older, we have the cards to play. We have the key to unlock difference and happiness, and for people to grab the tool that they need and use it and ride out.
Hmm.
So I think you guys just need to find right tools.
Yeah,
Everybody needs the right tools. So yeah, I think once your podcast is I have this really good feeling, like when you're about to go to a candy store and stuff and you're so excited. That's how I
yeah.
feel about your podcast.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're
Yeah,
going to open a lot of doors if you come with the proper material and the tools to help the young ones, even the older generation.
yeah,
Not just for your Tongan community, but all Polynesian, all Pacific Islanders, you
yeah,
know and that's good, and that's what's going to make your podcast different.
yeah. So, since we talk about the topic of love,
Yeah.
I think
Let's go.
let's go into it. I do want to talk about because the one thing I'm trying to do with this podcast, like I told you before, I want not only to I want to create a safe place where people can talk and understand each other, right? Um, that's one thing I realized is for myself. One thing I've just grown to know is like when I see somebody, I always hold back my opinion when I see somebody because honestly, I don't know what they're like. I don't know what they're going through, right? Uh, Behind the closed doors, I never want to make uh, I never want to just judge somebody based on what I see, because typically you don't. There's always two sides to a story. So when I see something, I just don't want to. I was like, you know what? Because one thing I know is sometimes like if you see somebody in pain, or see somebody that you may not like, they might just be having a bad day or something, and you just want to judge that person. And this is my thought on it. But the reason why I would bring this up because I do understand that as a community, sometimes I don't know if you see this, but sometimes we could be very divided um, as people. Um, and oftentimes I see Polynesians and go through struggles, go through failures, or something happens, and everybody, and there's no understanding or love for these for anybody, especially if you make a mistake in your life. If you mess up, if you mess up, ultimately like there's no love and understanding.
Yeah.
And for me, it's just like how it just saddens me because I know our people as much as how much love we have, and of course how deep rooted we are when it comes to like faith. When it comes to God, we go to church every Sunday.
Yes.
But it just saddens me like why, and I'm just interested to hear your thoughts. How come, like, why are people so quick to judge? And I want to hear your own experience to it, your own experience and thoughts. Where, and I've heard this with a lot of people is like the first mistake that happens to them, and ultimately everything is just so quick to judge, and there's no understanding. And that's why I started this platform, because I want people to get to a point where before you criticize and judge somebody, like seek understanding and understand that person.
How do you seek understanding?
Communication.
Besides communication, how do you seek understanding? If you don't understand something, what do you do?
I ask questions.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Right there.
Yeah.
That's it. That's your answer.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to judge. If your example was basically if you see somebody hurt or whatever, you don't want to automatically think like, oh, they got fucked up, or what is that, or they're throwing up, or they've been through it. You can basically ask, hey, how are you doing?
Yes.
Hey, is there something I can do for you? Yeah. Now it's up to the person on the other hand whether they want to fucking spill their beans or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at least you lend it out an open hand to willingly hear. And if you don't want to hear, then don't ask. Because that's when you judge and you want to be nosy, you want to be fakakala, because that's why you ask. But if you have the right intent and the right heart to help, then ask. But other than that, a lot of people, like even with, I get it all the time. I'm looked down upon because I'm a single mom. I'm a single mom of 3 boys, and oh, you had kids before marriage. Oh, you can't do it. You need help. Oh, like what? No, if you ask me, hey, would you need some help? Hey, what makes it so hard? Why, Samoans look at you, look down on you, ask questions. And that way it starts a communication. And then from there, you end up either making a bond or connecting with one another. But that's what people don't do anymore. They just fucking assume instead of asking questions. Like,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, ask me, bitch.
I love it. Because this is one thing I've learned. You can, I love what you said. Stop assuming, because you don't know the choices they have to make to be with that, right? If you might see a single mom, that, oh, she has 3 kids, and no man and not married. You don't know. You don't know the circumstances and the hard choices she had to do of why she's a single mom. All you see is she's a single mom or a single dad or whatever. And that's one thing. I just wanted to talk about that, because like it's all those people out there that just want to criticize and judge.
You just got to ask questions. And if they don't know how to ask questions, then be ready for the mouth that comes after it. Because if you want to judge me, oh, phew, okay, watch. I'm going to show you how you judge me. Yeah, honestly. And that's why I hate the fact that they want to come hard as heck, and then all of a sudden want to be victim because, hey, you want to poke the bear, here I am. You know what I'm saying? You keep on poking. You act like we're just going to sit down and fold. Nah, dude. I'm going to come at you the same way. Just be ready. And that's why I tell everybody, do not judge. Thou shalt not judge anyone, no matter what it is, no matter you're wearing nice clothes or whatever, or you wearing ripped up clothes. Why? What's it to you?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just no, stop it.
Yeah. I do want to ask you. I do want to ask you. Can you talk about your journey of transitioning to the type of woman you are today? Because right now you're very vocal, and
Very.
then one thing I do know, like Polynesian girls, and the reason why I'm so glad you brought your example, being a single mom with 3 kids, because the reality is, and this is something I see a lot of my friends, is like you're sometimes life doesn't work out and shit just gets fucked up,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you still gotta
Yes.
live your life and move on,
Yes.
right? So I'm very
Yes.
interested to hear, like, how did you, like you said, you went through your own challenges growing up as a Polynesian
Yep.
woman. I'm sure
Yep.
you probably, I know based on what I hear now, compared to the standards of what they put Polynesian women, you probably didn't meet it. To being
Yeah.
perfect.
I'm not welcome. I'm not welcome. I'm not welcome in well, I'm how let's say this. I'm looked down upon in my Samoan community
Yes.
as well as Samoan TikTok.
Yes.
So I'm definitely understand what it's like to be Samoan and not be supported by some of I'm gonna say
Yes.
some because there are people that
Yeah.
support some. And so that's why for me it's just mind blowing that people have the nerve to even say something, but I want to be like, oh, I'm Samoan too. Like, you know how fast the rock is, and everybody's just like, oh yeah, I'm Samoan or Tua. That's my
Yeah.
cousin. That's my
Yeah.
cousin. But you can't see like what a great mom I am.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't get that credit, but
Yeah.
I gotta be a superstar in order to fuck what everybody else did to get
Yeah.
there. You
Yeah.
know, fuck him fucking 10 bitches in order to get there. Cause
Yeah.
that's erased. Nobody sees that. Oh, but my life, nobody wanna ask. I'm just,
Yeah.
oh, she's just she
Yeah.
probably we say pamuku or ho or whatever. She was
Yeah.
just hoish. She didn't listen. She was bad. So what brought me to be the woman today is I was still like this when I was young, but I took the beatings for it.
Yeah.
I took my beatings like a G. I did. And the reason why is because sometimes you can't help who you are. You
Yeah.
can't help that. I can't help I was born a Leo. I can't have that I was born with a mouth or with these hands or with this personality. But what I know now is when to use it, how to properly carry myself, because um, akasasai means screaming so loud. And that means like you want to draw attention to yourself and stuff. And that's what I was looked at was, oh, I wanted to be cheeky or I wanted to find a husband and stuff, at early age. But I was just a people person. But now that I'm older and I'm a mother, it's like I wish I had me. I wish I had a me. I wish I had a me that I could tune into and be like, you know, what do I do with this? Can you help me with this? Or
Yeah.
what type of feedback that you can give me right now to keep pushing? Because suicide rate is high as fuck for our youngins. Babies being dumped here and there is high. Gentlemen or men being asked, don't want to step up or just fucking keep it pushing. But everybody just needs to start again, reset, I feel, and not reset as in erasing, but reset as in pause, take a look at you yourself as an individual, take out the things that you don't like, and fix that the things that you do want to be a person that you want to see down the line. And for my kids, I'm going to tell you straight up, that's the only thing I see. And if
Yeah.
everybody's like, oh yeah, because you're a mom, nah, we a unit.
Yeah.
We're a unit. It's me and three of them. And if nobody else understands that, then cool. But when you get ready to come into my life, make sure we said talked about is matching. You may not be able to match me as a mother or whatever, because I will always make sure that I fucking go above and beyond for my kids. But match me as in my heart, my soul, my mind because I don't want to start over. I would like to continue me where I'm at today because it took a lot for me to be here, but I need an upgraded version of me in a relationship, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just an upgraded version of myself when I was younger.
No, thank you for sharing that. And I love what you said. Like, I love how you're so confident, and but even though people may look down on you, right, based on what you've done in your past, and I know that's something that happens a lot within in our community. And I have a lot
Yes.
of friends. I have a lot of friends. That, they made some bad choices, right?
Yeah.
But because I know that but now they're beautiful individuals. They're great
Mm-hmm.
character, great people.
Yeah.
But I just noticed that our community will never choose to look past the
Yeah.
things. Never choose. It doesn't matter what good you do. Like you said, you can go and be
A superstar.
superstar right now. If you
Yeah.
want to, you
Yep.
can be a superstar, go
Yep.
viral somewhere.
Yep. Yep.
But they will never see. But our community will never see you past a single mom.
Yep.
And
And
which is
even it doesn't even need to be a single mom. It's anything that you do.
yeah.
You
I'm just saying
so
anything.
fucking yeah. You can be
Yeah.
so successful. Be like, oh, wasn't that kid that went ahead and ran away and then jumped over the mountain and then ate a toy? Like, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, just
Yeah.
picture the Samoan, like, I'm shit. I'm gonna say Samoan. Just that whole look, like, ugh, okay, ugh, like, why you want to throw up? Ugh, just that whole, face and aura, like, ugh. But whatever. Sorry, people. Go ahead.
So did you learn? So like, I'm interested. Did you learn how? Did you learn? I love what you're saying about your space. Did you learn how to like stop being around people that weren't adding value to your life?
No, no. First of all,
Yeah.
don't let anybody stop you from being around you because, like, you're amazing. And at the end of the day, once again, I'm gonna tell you, it's their choice.
Yeah.
It is your choice to continue to be you. It is your choice to continue to find your happiness.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm going to give you an example, here we go. So, per my mother literally said, hey, mind you, I don't get along with my siblings or whatever. She said, hey, you have to be at this Christmas party because
Yeah.
I said so.
Yeah.
You have to go because your kids are going. I prayed about it. I was just like, huh? So you want me to put myself in a situation where I might fight, not just in front of my parents, but in front of my kids, and then be disrespectful to my parent because I shouldn't even be fighting in front of my parent. But you want me to put no. So for my sanity and me myself, I had to tell myself, I'll sit out on this one, you know?
Yeah.
But if I have to go through a whole, like, we're all going to get together or whatever, I'm not going to just say, no, I'm not going because they're there. Fuck that. No, you want to see me? I'll see you. Say hello. We can
Yeah.
tolerate each other and be grown, but nobody should ever have to separate themselves because they can't fuck with somebody. That's so childish.
Yeah.
I think the most grownest thing is the fact that you can look somebody in the eye that you have an issue with, but be cordial on respect for those that you came to show. Because me and you might not get along, but we
Yeah.
share the same friend,
Yeah.
And so you're not going to come because I'm there,
Yeah.
or I'm not going to go because you're there. But that's dumb. We together should be able to support our friend, our mutual friend, and just say, hey, what's up? I don't need to sit there and have a conversation with you. You can
Yeah.
get your party on. I can get my party on. But at the end of it, that's what's wrong with people these days. They want to beef. It's easier to be negative than to be positive. Real talk.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's easier to be negative than to be positive, and I'm not about that life.
I know. I do. I remember. I forgot who somebody said something like, yes, I didn't want to. I remember somebody told me, was like, man, you're so positive. How come he said something. He said something about being so positive. I told him, look, being positive is harder than being negative. You may you think me being positive is easy, right? No, you being negative is easier for me to be positive.
Yes.
Even though it looks like it's easy because I'm happy all the time. No, I choose to be positive.
There you go.
But it's actually harder. Number one, the world is already negative already.
Yes.
Right. So why I'm gonna dwell in the negativity? I'm gonna choose to be positive no matter what I go through. But I love what you said. Yeah, it's easier it's easier to be negative, and it doesn't take effort to be negative.
Yeah, it
just
doesn't.
go, just go to your Facebook, just social media,
Yeah,
and scroll, and
yeah,
you
right there.
be negative.
Even a
Automatic.
fucking emoji is negative. You know what I'm saying? Fuck.
Yeah.
And even if they're like, oh, I was just putting a laughing emoji. No, bitch, you was hating. You was hating. No, don't lie. But yeah, it is
So
hard work. It's definitely hard work to be positive. But hey, we slip and we're like tick, 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 boom. And once it booms, motherfucker, you better run. Shit.
I know.
I'll give you a head start. Shit.
So I wanna ask you because the one thing I see, I notice you talk about, faith and, faith in God, and we talked about it during, you mentioned a couple of times, but we had a conversation and how important that is in your life. And I remember you talked about before the podcast, like you're not religious, you don't have a religion.
I'm not.
And so I'm interested to hear that. Like, how did that? Because I know Polynesians, very, very religious, and I'm interested to hear. Did you grow up that way, or did you grow up in a religion, and how did you switch over to where you're at right now?
Okay. My dad always said, you don't have to go into a building to praise God. You can walk around with God and the church and you.
Yeah.
When I'm already so when I was 12, I was baptized as a Mormon.
Okay.
Okay. Young women, everything like that, dances with one light on, like I get it. Lemon water. Yeah,
all the moments watching that, like, oh my God.
I can even recite, what is that? Yay, do I walk through the valley? No, what is that? No, wait. Oh no. I can recite it. Just know that I can recite the young women values. But yes, and the reason is, what is that? Because it sounded good. And my mom was the one that, wanted us to go and be baptized. And my dad was like, no, Joseph Smith, nothing. They go by the Book of Mormon. And we had to hear that all the time.
Yeah.
But growing up, we couldn't go out and stay at our friend's house. So that was our only release, to go to freaking, church.
Yeah.
So anyway, as we grew older, we detached, but I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say right here, I only went, because shoot, I was out of the house. I went to seminary, and seminary always had good food after seminary. So I was good, but and then I grew older, and then still, I had a lot of questions about me, but the only thing that played in my head is, it's okay that you don't read the scriptures every day. It's okay that you don't, know the Bible from the back of your hand. The main thing that's important is that you believe that he's true and he's real.
Yeah.
And he's never done me wrong. He's always been there for me. And I don't care what anybody says, but I have never went without. I may go through the life reality of, depression or, sadness and all of that. But it's because down the line, there's a purpose for me to understand it so I can speak on it. And I've always been that type of person. Let me try a product so I can speak on it. And for God, he just made me see that in order for me to help people, I need to understand it. Not to say I got to go be do coke or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But our mental, our emotional, and our soul is so important, because that's what people forget to feed, is our spirit. They feed their physical body that's here on earth, but when that's gone, how's your spirit? So I pray that's food for nurture for my spirit. I pray, whether I'm driving or, it can be in my brain, talking to you. I also find happiness, which is with my boys. Just seeing the joy in their face, it feeds my spirit, because joy is a part of your spirit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not religious. I respect whoever has, their religion, but there's so many things, like you call yourself Christianity and then boom, this hits, you can't be Christianity because you claim this and you claim that. Oh, you're Mormon, you're Buddhist, you're this, you're that. But it all goes back to what they were taught.
Got you.
Yeah. So do you really love religion? Are you really religious, or is it what you were taught? Do you believe?
That's
You know
actually
what I'm saying?
that's a really good perspective
Yes.
to think
And that's why,
to think about.
yes. That's why
No,
I
that's
thought,
true. Yeah.
I literally thought about that, because we had to go to church every Sunday. Why? Because we were told you got to go ahead and, do in Catholic, the whole no meat and everything. Why? Because you were taught that way. So when you are become a mother and everything, you instill that because they instill that to you. But do you really know?
Yeah.
So that's my perspective on that. That's why I'm not religious.
Oh, got you. No, I feel you. I feel you. I'm Mormon. I'm Mormon.
I
Inactive.
knew.
Inactive. I mean,
Just
it's
the
been a
way you
while.
carry yourself, I know. And majority of Tongans are Mormons.
It's been a while though. It's been a while. So if you're watching my ward, I'm sorry.
Right.
I'll activate myself another time. No, but as the one thing when it comes to religion, and the one thing I think about all the time is like, because I feel like sometimes that with the things they teach us, I think about this: is it really from God, or is it really from somebody that made that up? Because human beings, because I do understand that everything we know now of religion was passed on by somebody,
I must stop you right there. Didn't
right?
you say, culture was made by human?
Yeah,
So
I know,
that,
but
so,
the reason why I conflict with that because of my faith, right?
right.
I want to believe
Yes.
it was passed down
Yes.
by God, and
Yes.
that's why it's conflicting with me, because I want to believe that, but
But
but but also but just my analytic, just being my thinking of how I think of how I interpret things. I'm a very what's that word, rational person. Like, I just practical
so what
person,
is,
right?
let me ask you, what is faith? What is faith? Is faith a feeling? What is faith? Or faith is words? What is it?
Maybe it's a feeling, I feel like.
Okay. So do you feel faith is real?
Yes, I feel faith is real. Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that faith comes from God?
Yes.
Okay. Um, Nothing else matters,
No, that's true. No, that's true. That's true.
because you don't need a book. You don't need something that's written to control your heart, your
No.
feeling, and your
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So for you, I get why you're, I just wanted to point things out, because sometimes, and I'm glad you can rewatch this, sometimes when you say things, it's what's instilled in you,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But then when your true colors start to come out, you miss that. But
Yeah.
you do. You're looking, you're looking for you to be the same as others, which they worship a photo, but that's not you.
Yeah.
You'd feel your faith is real,
Yeah.
and you know God is real in you. Nobody has to see that,
Yeah. And
because
that's why.
nobody sees your heart but
Yeah.
you.
And that's why I've taken a step back. I just told you I'm active. Because that's why I wanted to take a step back, um, because I really wanted to to find out my spiritual journey, and
Mm.
because take away because I didn't want to be influenced by what people opinions or what they tell me
Yes.
to do.
Yes.
I wanted to figure out what's my spiritual voice, what's my spiritual feelings
Yeah.
for myself, and that's why. And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I haven't told this to anybody. I just stopped going to church because there have been times like somebody would teach me something, and I think to myself, is that coming from God, or is that coming from you?
And you get scared to ask because you're just
Yeah,
like, oh
yeah,
my
of
gosh,
course,
I'm in a church. I know. I've
of
been like
course,
that. I was like that
yeah,
in primary. I was just like, why is he white? Why is his hair long? Like, I
yeah,
wanted, but I
yeah,
didn't want to say that because I knew my mom
yeah,
was going to beat my ass after church,
yeah.
So
And
I
for me,
feel you.
yeah. So for me, I need to take a step back and figure out at this point right now, like I'm in the same point, the same boat as you. The most important thing for me is my relationship with God, my personal relationship with God, and nothing else matters to me now. Because at the end of the day, like you said, God knows my heart. God knows what I
Mhm.
do.
Yes,
God knows my
sir.
intentions.
Yes, sir.
God knows all the things I do for other people, and that's the only opinion that matters to me.
Hmm.
That's the only opinion. His opinion is he knows me who as I am right now,
Yes.
and for me, all everybody else's opinion, what they think of it, doesn't matter to me.
There you go.
And then I've just seen too many people heavily involved with church and everything, and
Yep.
they're unhappy,
Yes.
and the criticism and the struggle they go through comes from the very people that they go to church with.
And they want to
So
play pretend. Like, don't play pretend. Like, no. But you know what? As an advice or an opinion to you, I'm gonna say this. It's gonna hurt you. It's gonna hurt you because the people that you connected with, you're gonna ask yourself, dang, did I really connect with you because we went to church together? Did I connect with you because we went to we had the same beliefs at the time? But when you start seeing people detach away from you because you no longer have that, you came in this world by yourself, you'll leave by yourself. And that's why if it's just you and God, that's okay.
yeah, yeah,
That's seriously okay.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing that.
yeah. I'm so
No,
proud of you. Go ahead.
yeah,
I know that it probably was nervous for you to say something, but like you said, hey, all raw and hey, bring it.
yeah,
And you know
yeah.
what? Whoever's on here that want to message him, oh, how come you don't go to church? Oh, how come? Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. You go worry about your faith and like that's what there you go. That's your main thing. You know, when you go through it, when you're about to go through it, you're inactive for your own reasons. You're inactive to save your sanity and your mental health and everything like that. If the people around you does not know how to support that, they shouldn't even be in your
Yeah,
presence.
yeah. And that's
Shit.
I just want to put it out there for all my ward. I had no issues with anybody in my ward. Just want to put it out
Yeah,
there.
no, you
Yeah,
shouldn't
yeah,
even say
yeah.
that. No, you shouldn't even say that either because you know why? Once again, you're falling back to go ahead and compromise their feelings. No,
Yeah,
you feel some type of way and they should respect it. They know if they knew the kind of person you was from the gate, which is you're understanding, respectful, loving, and everything, they shouldn't even think no other way.
yeah,
Period. And if
yeah,
you do,
yeah.
kick rocks. Oh, I, I
Thank you.
turned into I turned into auntie mode. I went into
That's
auntie
my
mode.
auntie,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
right
my
here,
auntie
right
right
here.
there. That's my
Yeah,
auntie
go.
right
And what? Popcorn popping on the apricot tree. What?
there. Hey, so I want to ask you because you know
Yeah.
and I want to because I always want to whenever I have guests on my show, I always want to focus on the people that probably can resonate with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so um, I know you mentioned you're a single mom. I know there's a lot of single mom Polynesians out here, people in general watching this,
Hmm.
and that's why I always want to ask you, like, what's the what's the hardest thing of being a single mom, I just want to ask you answer that question because I do know there's a lot of single moms out there that uh, that just became a single mom like currently they just just all of a sudden they lost, and then if you get asked talk about your experience, and because I'm sure there's some girls or all guys that
Yeah.
just became a single mom today,
Yeah.
and they don't know how to deal with it. They're getting pressure from their family, pressure from the culture to be, and then they're feeling all these things that you mentioned that you went through, but you learned a way to don't, not to focus on that and just live your life. So if any all those single moms out there that's watching this right now, like if you can talk to them and just share your
Oh
perspective
yeah,
on it.
definitely. I would love to. Thank you so much. First of all, sorry, so you can edit this shit out, but I smoke weed. So I
Yeah,
smoke weed and um that also helps with my migraines or also sees um a clearer perspective and also it makes me like chill. So chill as in when the mom goes through some shit, the first thing she does is fucking attacks the kids because
yeah,
she's mad at the fucking dad or he didn't come through, he didn't fucking pick you up or she didn't
yeah,
get the job or she's tired, this not whatever. Hold up, everybody, hold up. When you lay down and had that, when you had your little, what is that? what did she say? What did Jada Smith say? Entanglement.
Entanglement. Yeah.
When you decided to have that entanglement, whether the dude was going to leave or stay, at the end of the day, you laid down. If you didn't protect yourself, if you didn't make, like I always say, hey, you didn't think of the consequences, right? You just wanted to bang and that was it. So when that happens, at the end of the day, you're a mom. So you cannot, I had to fucking just say, shit, this is my job. You can't walk around and say, I cook, I clean, I do this for my kids and everything. You're a mom. That's automatic. Now,
Yeah.
what you do after that, which is the love, the the talks behind it, the what is that, the time spent, that's adding on. But all that cook, clean, feed, all of that, that's mandatory. So don't complain about that shit. Yes, it is hard or everything, but you just need to boast up. And here's another thing. Um, it's not easy, but never have a favorite child. Love your kids individually and do not compare the kids. Don't say, oh, well, your brother went ahead and did it. How come you can't jump higher? Oh, your sister went ahead and got honor roll. What's wrong with you? They are all different. Each of them is different. So you have to love them different. You need to spend time with them different. And that's what I do with my boys. I don't talk to my oldest the same way I talk to my youngest. I don't talk to my middle the same way I talk to my oldest. Why? Because they are all individual human beings. They are not the same. One might like chocolate, the other one might like, but it's up to me as a mom to research, to understand. And I think that's why I have such a tight bond with my kids is I don't sugarcoat nothing. I let you know how it is. And yeah, I pop off sometimes, but why did I pop off?
Yeah.
You know? So a lot of times growing up as poly, it's just scream, shut your mouth, walk away, and never talk about it again. It's done.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm both. If I talk to you nicely and you don't get it, I'm going to definitely raise my voice and come firm and aggressive, but I will explain after. I will love on you. I will care for you and I will be there for you. But hey, you're going to have to accept the punishment that you're going to get because of the choice that you made. They need to understand. Like, a lot of the times when the kids already get 18 and they can't wait to get out in the world. And then once they get out in the world, they're like, they get locked up or they turn to the streets. And we always wonder why, because they're looking for someone to make them feel like you didn't make them feel as a parent. They're looking for that love, that wanted, needed, and everything. Because to be honest with you, those people that are lacking the love and all that affection and stuff, they get into the worst trouble
Yeah. Yeah.
because they're seeking so hard and it's only temporary. Just like this is our temporary home. You don't look for a temporary feeling. And remember that question I asked you, how do they feel after, like, when people come on your podcast and they go home? Like, understand that me and you, we just need to offer, and I can't stress this enough, tools and words of wisdom to help our kids understand life. Let them know I heard you say this, but you skipped it. You said you can't cry because what? Your grandma won't let you or something, or your
No,
grandma
no, 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 no. No, it's how she raised me.
is not to cry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
I don't
for
know if I
all boys.
I don't know if I
That's
don't
for
know
all.
no I don't know if I shared that story with you, but I don't know if this was like when your parents hit you
Yeah.
and discipline you, and then they tell you if you cry they'll beat you more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I remember as a kid growing up that whenever I cried more, my grandma would discipline me more. So
Uh-huh.
I figured out as a child to just force myself not to cry, condition myself
Yes.
not to cry,
Yeah.
because the moment if I stop crying, she'll stop hitting me.
Mm-hmm.
So it got to a point where like when she disciplines me, she hits me. I was like, oh, I just
Yeah.
take it, and then
Yeah.
I don't cry. And now I'm older. It's a habit now. Like I can't like even when I do feel emotion,
Yeah.
I can't even cry because of how that's how I grew up as a kid.
I
I don't yeah.
I
That's my little
think
story.
I think it's gonna come. I think the right person just has to unlock that door for you, because I think once that right person, you feel comfortable and you trust and love someone so much that they unlock that box.
Yeah.
I think um I think it's a whole new world for you, because you have to cry. And I have all boys, and I strongly tell them to cry because it really like it lets them breathe.
Yeah.
It lets them feel normal because growing up hey, let me tell you something. I'm a girl, but I was raised like a boy. So, and you can laugh all you want, but I'm gonna
No,
tell you,
no,
my
no,
dad's in a very, I'm
see,
gonna
it
tell you
happens all the
exactly
time.
how it is. Yep. Do you want to cry? Like this is, dude, no, no. So we had to be on our knees.
Yeah.
So we had to be on our knees. And no matter what comes, if you flinch, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh,
Yeah.
you want to fight me type of thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, okay, okay. So I get it where you had to stay. And then, but we as girls, they're always like, do you want to cry? Are you bleeding? Are you dead? Do you want to cry? And I'm saying, no, but bitch, the shit hurt, like
Yes, I'm saying.
fuck. But see, you're a guy, I'm a girl, so I got
Yeah.
it 10 times worse, So now I'm just like you, where I'm like, bitch, I ain't gonna cry. Like, I ain't gonna cry. But I catch myself because when it's all boiled up, someone might say something to you that's so fucked up that you not know how to do it. And then everything that added up to where you break then is not gonna be good. And
Yeah.
that's why I challenge you to, I don't know, try to like watch some more, sad movies.
No, 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 no. I don't. I mostly feel it.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I
But you just
mostly
don't
feel it.
cry.
I can't cry though.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I'll feel it. Like I feel like I feel it, but just,
Right.
unfortunately I just can't. The tears can't come out. But I
Okay.
let it. I feel it. I let it go. Just
Okay.
when I do feel that. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, I try to like, get the tears out.
Don't worry, your wifey is gonna come. Your wifey in the future is gonna break all that. So yeah.
Hopefully, maybe that's a sign. If I cry, oh,
Yes.
okay, this is the one.
Yep. Yep. I tell you right then and there. Yep. If she makes you cry, that's the one. Watch how these girls try to come and make you cry.
Hey, if I ever do cry, I'm gonna call you on Instagram.
Oh,
Like,
you
hey,
better.
oh, I'm
No,
crying.
I'm gonna be right there. I'm gonna be right here. I'm gonna be like, oh, you cried? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, um, yeah, the one thing I want to ask you real quick is, since we're talking about growth, like for you, I want to ask you, like, what was like for you, like the hardest challenge that you had to overcome in your life, and what did you do? Because I'm always interested, like, how do people deal with failure, like, because everybody's different, but I feel like as Polynesians or as people in general, uh, we're never taught like how to deal with difficult times, and whenever I have podcasts with a lot of my guests, right, we always have this conversation, like when they growing up because of the expectation to be perfect, this and this and this and this. A lot of women are sheltered, and then they finally go to the real world and shit happens, and then things don't work out. And I think you heard this quote before: that life is not what happens to you, it's how you respond to it. It's what you do when you respond to life. That's what dictates what kind of quality of life you have. And I'm just interested in you is like on your way of on your perspective of dealing with tough times or dealing with failure, and how did you get back up and keep moving forward? And I'm just interested to hear that from you.
I think I'm gonna be the rawest one on your podcast so far. um, this is probably gonna be like the second time I talked about it. The first time I spoke out about it, I was on a live, and there was this one famous guy that came on, and he also doesn't give a fuck or whatever. And when he jumped on, I was like, God, is that the sign? Just say it. And I ran it. So your question to me is, what was the hardest thing that I had to do, and how did I overcome it?
Yeah.
Correct? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Whew. On my back, um, I have 2 lotuses. Altogether, I had 5 kids, 3 are alive. The hardest thing in my life that I just I recently, I would say probably a year or two, is telling myself that I was going to hell, telling myself I don't deserve for God to look at me or anything like that because I'm a murderer. Um, the hardest thing for me was having the two abortions that I had. Um, I had, um, I was that 18-year-old that wanted to leave the nest and I knew better, and searching for love, basically. And um, just had a kid, had another one, didn't, I was about to get evicted. I didn't know how I was going to feed my other two. And I did it the first time, just felt like my soul was out. And then because of whatever choices, um, I guess I didn't wait the whole term to heal or whatever. And then it just, I guess I was just fucking fertile. And I did it again. And from that day forward, I just knew like I was going to hell. I was gonna, like I'm a murderer. I don't deserve this and this and this. Um, but what helped me was the fact that my kids showed me what it's like to understand. So when I sat them down, I told like a close cousin and a couple people, but I never spoke out about it. So I sat down and I told my kids, and they're like, "What, mom? We could have had a sister, but you know what, mom? We understand. Are you okay?" That's the first thing they said. "Are you okay,
Yeah.
mom?"
Yeah.
And they got up, all three of them one time, came and hugged me and said, "We love you, mom. We love you." And they never judged me. They
Yeah.
never judged me. Um, they've never looked at me as a bad mom or a different mom. And then one of my friends taught me, I think it's condemnation. Is that what it is? To where if you ask for forgiveness and you repent on it, then you let it go. You don't
Yeah.
dwell on it.
Yeah.
You can't go ahead and continue to be like, "Oh yeah, I did ask God for forgiveness, but I think he still looks at me different." No.
Yeah.
When you're done, you're done. And yeah, you may look back to reference it, but that's all you're going to do is reference it. All that feeling, all that pain, all that just goes away. So from that point on, fuck everybody else because nobody was there when I had to open up. Nobody
Yeah.
was there when I had to, like, calling myself a murderer. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that, and just looking at all these posts and everything about, oh yeah, you killed a child and this and that, whatever. But bitch, don't judge me. You weren't in my shoes. Don't fucking question me. I'm pretty sure you did a whole lot worse, or whatever. Like, who knows? But just don't question me. But I'm sorry that was a long answer, but it was just really hard for me to
No.
speak on it again. And yeah, I am a Samoan that had two abortions and I lived through it. And I'm standing here today to speak on it.
No. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And I know that was tough and deep for you. But I know you're. But thank you for sharing that because the reality is, I have a lot of friends that have done some fucked up shit,
Mm.
and a lot of my friends, and I'm so happy that you were able to move on. And this is something I always tell them all the time, like God. And I remember I struggled with this because I remember my dad's a pastor,
Mm.
so in the way he raised my version of the Bible, the way he raised me, if you follow the Ten Commandments, you go to heaven. If you don't follow, you go to hell.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I would hear that all the time. You're
Yeah.
going to hell. You're going to hell. So when I grew up, whenever I made a mistake in my life, I always compounded like 10 times because I always had that feeling within myself from my dad. Oh, this is like what I'm doing is wrong,
Yeah.
and and then that's why I had to go my own spiritual journey because I felt like the religion was just too tough on me because of the pressure to fulfill
Yep.
these things, and then
Yep.
and I always saw God as a punisher, you know, and finally I learned that God. I finally just see God. He's not a punisher. He loves us.
Mm.
You know, He has unconditional love for us,
Yes.
and no matter what I do, He will always take me back, and He will
Yes.
always love me.
Yes.
And the moment I started seeing Him as a punisher, the moment I started seeing Him as somebody that was always going to be disappointed. That's how I was able to heal a lot of the things I was able to hold in and could never move on through.
Yes. Yes.
Because that's why I'm at this point in my life. I am not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid to take risks. I'm not afraid to make mistakes.
Yes.
Because I know He has back, and I know He's always going to be there for me. Because He was there at my lowest moment. Nobody was there, like you said.
Yep.
Nobody was there. Nobody
So
gave a
I
shit.
want you to hear what you just said. I want you to hear what you just said. Like, can you say exactly what you just said? Like this moment right here. What did you just say?
Yeah, nobody was there in my lowest moment.
Yep.
And the only way I was able to get myself out of it was just to lean on Him more.
Yes.
Because
And you're not
I know,
afraid. You said you're not afraid, right? You shouldn't
yeah,
be afraid, right?
yeah,
Okay. So reference that. And the reason why I said I wanted you to say that, because this path that you're taking, there's nobody else that's going to protect you but you and God.
yes,
So whether
yes,
it's dangerous, whether it's uncomfortable,
yeah,
whether it's you already come with respect. So you don't have to justify that, hey, I come in respecting this and that. No.
yeah,
What you need to do is have yourself be content and know that you're doing this for all the right reason,
yes, yes,
and
yeah,
if they don't want to participate, that's cool and dandy, but make sure there's no like, oh, I knew I could have got them. You can, it's just the way that you're going to present yourself to different people. Play their game, come
yeah,
to them. Because if you used to offer a bingo mom like a whole paper, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
give her, hi, how you doing? So how was your, I bet you she start talking, you know?
yeah, yeah.
So it's just the way on how we maneuver to get what you need. And I think once you release that, once you release of, oh, maybe it's too hard. Oh, maybe I'm forcing it. You never know until you do it,
That's true.
you know? So
Yeah,
I literally want you to replay this and
yeah,
and and literally hear yourself speak your purpose in this video.
yeah,
You definitely have taken it, and you need to take your words of encouragement and your
yeah.
advice and definitely pursue. So yeah, I'm excited for you.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for sharing that because the reality is I know there are a lot of people out there that's going through whatever they're going through, and they just feel like that um,
There's
they
nobody
just
out
can't.
there.
Yeah, nobody out there. They just feel like that the blame, the regret, or whatever the feelings they have,
Yeah.
and that stops them from moving on from their life.
Yeah.
And I'm just thank you for sharing that. So I'll give you a big
Yeah.
hug,
Yeah.
big
Yes.
hug from Cali,
Yes.
big
Yes.
hug from Cali, um, because I have friends like that. I know people like that, and they just struggle to let that
Mhm.
go. And but I know everything happens. It takes time.
Yes.
Everybody's healing is a process. It's a journey. It's not going to happen.
They don't
Uh,
have the right tools. That's what
yeah,
I'm going to keep on saying. The right tools doesn't necessarily need to be materialistic. A lot of people are looking for hypnosis to clear their past, a lot, or a medicine or a pill to erase their thoughts. But all they need is the proper tools and the proper words of encouragement to come, and for people not to bullshit them. That's what I
yeah,
hate, is the fact that people only say shit to get what they want. Like, say, for example, I was your friend that, was going through it. Some people will only come by and hear them out to gain either a free meal or to gain drinks or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
And then next they're gonna be like, I was there for you, bitch. Quote a sentence that I said. or what did I say? But they really didn't, because they were
Yeah.
there just to milk off of you. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I said, be careful who you vent to if you're not secure in how to accept the consequences after. Because it really does fuck people up when you pour your heart out and everything, and then you see them just fucking laughing at you and mocking at you, like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? You
Yeah.
know? So at the end of the day, shit, don't just all of a sudden start sharing your story for company. What is that
Yeah.
saying? You don't have to lie to kick it. Shit.
Yeah, that's facts. That's
Yeah,
facts
for
right
real, for
there.
real. Yeah, don't lie to kick it. Bitch, you don't want to hear my story? Then tell me you don't want to hear my story. Then that's it. Shit.
Yeah. And I didn't want, I don't know, one thing I always advise people, you should always take some time and be alone, because you think your friends love you, you think your people support you, but really, I always like, that's one thing. What's one of my mentors told me, like, look, take some time and be alone, just detach yourself from everybody and just see how
Yeah.
everybody reacts.
Yeah.
All right, and the
Have
real
you
people,
ever, let me ask you, have you ever sat down and ate by yourself?
of course, all the time.
You like it?
Yeah.
I know, me too. I do. I just, at first I thought it was weird, but after that, I'm just like, I can just enjoy my food.
Yeah.
I'm probably listening to my music and I don't
Yeah.
have to hold a conversation. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yep, I
Yeah.
like it. Yep.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So yeah, it's always for people. If you're going to, I'm so happy you mentioned the tools. But one thing I've found out for myself is, like, whenever you're going through stuff, like, always take some time for yourself and spend time for
Yes.
yourself for your own healing.
Yes.
Because the reality is sometimes people don't always have the best intentions for you.
Yes.
And you have your own best intention. That's why it's good to spend time alone, because you have your
Yes.
own best intention. But sometimes in life, the people you think that are always there are family, like you said, always just there
Yep.
just because they're just there,
Yep. To
and
get
you
what they need, and
what they
that's it.
need.
Yep.
And then when you
Straight up.
spend when you spend time for yourself, the people that really appreciate you, they'll always find a way to come back to you.
Yep.
You know,
Straight
yeah.
up.
I do want to ask you, since you were talking about, like, tools, and I'm really interested. Yeah, can you, based on your own perspective and observation of Polynesians, what tools do we lack, and or could we provide, that you see that often you didn't receive or get growing up, and so that way people can be aware of it. Like, I know we mentioned talk about, like, parents sometimes they just don't know because they didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's important to bring awareness to the things that you feel like that, based on your own experience in your life. What are tools or things that we can do to improve our quality of life as Polynesians, as daughters, as sons, as moms, as dads? And I'm interested to just kind of speak about that, so we can give those tools to those people, whoever's listening right now.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah. So, it's simple, actually.
Yeah.
It's simple. Um, let me try to go in a street. Let me go street and then I'll go proper.
Okay.
Don't act like your shit don't stink. Don't act like you're fucking, you got a silver spoon in your mouth, and don't act like you fucking just got it like that. Cause at the end of the day, you're probably the worst one that's fucking breaking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In a proper sense, to all of you guys, is don't be so quick to point the finger, yo. Don't be so quick to automatically think you know, or you've been there, or your experience is my experience, or my thing is your thing. Like, nah, dude. Exactly what I went ahead and said. If you can stand in the mirror, that would be my first thing to anybody. Stand in the mirror and just naked, like just from head to toe. And when you do that, I want you to be able to be in tune and just comfortable in your
Mm-hmm.
own skin. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? The flaws that you have that you're unsatisfied about, you need to fix that. You can't go ahead and look for Mark, Ben, Patty, and them to fix your flaw.
Mm-hmm.
You as an individual. So I think what we lack in a community and what we lack in a world is support. And I'm not saying for everybody to walk around kiss everybody's ass. Hell
Yeah.
no. Some
Yeah.
bitches need to get, some bitches need to get cussed the hell out. Like, they need to get cussed out.
Yeah.
But I just feel like shit. It doesn't, like, I guess it goes back to what we said. It's more easier to be negative than it is positive. And if you want to change, then make the change. But if you don't, then don't be around me, because
Yeah.
I don't need that. And I think everybody has a choice. And instead of them making the right choice, they want to tell people what to choose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Choose this way because it's better. Choose that shirt because it's better. And another thing is to all you youngins, um, stop rocking other people's names. And the reason why I say that, stop rocking Gucci, Prada, Louis and everything like that. If you got it like that, cool beans. But make a
Yeah.
name for yourself. Make your
Yep.
name. Grow
Yep.
your name. Put money into your name. You know what I'm saying? And when you do, that's exactly where Kalepe Crew comes from, because I'm tatted up. And I literally tatted that up because I stand for it. And it's not just because it's my crew. Nah, it comes with love, support, positivity. Like, we're in this together. Like, this is our unit. Even though we can't see, touch, and hold everybody, we're a unit as a whole because we all want the same, which is happiness and love and positivity. Nobody want to be an angry bitch all the time. Fuck. Oh, what did our grandparents used to say? Eat, keep your face like that. It's gonna be stuck like that. Every time you look like that, yep, your face is gonna stay angry and you're gonna die angry. Okay. So I said, hell no, my face is too pretty to die ugly. So that's why I've always been smiling ever since my grandma say that. Yep, do you want your face to be stuffed like that? No. Yep. And I've always smiled ever since.
No, I love what you said about the names. I feel like looking back at my life, I feel like, man, when I'm looking back at all the things I bought when I was younger, now I look back as a waste. It was a waste. You know, people. What's that saying? People buy things they don't need with money they don't have to impress people
There
they
you
don't
go.
even like. They don't even
There
like.
you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. And if for me, if you understand that some days I eat milk rice or tea rice and everything like that because that's just comfort food to me, then ask me. I'll teach you what I went up with. But I told my son's friend this the other day because um I teach my boys now, right? And I'm gonna tell you this. So his friend comes from a little richer side of Hawaii.
Okay.
Okay. My son, we're right there. We're like,
Mm.
okay,
Yeah.
we have food, water. And then you have the street boys,
Yeah.
which is basically hustle hard. You know how you get your shit,
Yeah. Yeah.
So when they combined it in my home, they didn't know how to act. And the way that it happened was the street boys was coming hard for the rich boy. And because it was because they wanted what he had, the
Yeah.
jewelry, the phone, the nice
Yeah.
clothes. So they bullied the fuck out of him
Yeah.
at my house. But
Yeah.
as for me, I'm an observer. So I'm gonna let my kids, because that's not my friend, that's my kids' friends.
Yeah.
So he said, I did speak up about da whatever. Anyway, it was one morning, they all slept outside, and the street boys planned a prank, poured water and flour all over him when he was sleeping, and not just pour, like drowned. And I said, hold the fuck up. I said, come here. So I brought them here and I said, why are you doing that? Oh, because, he was a new boy in town. I said, no, you want what he wants. I mean, you want what he has. You like, that's why you guys mock his house that's on top of the mountain. That's why you do all of that. But instead, he's just a normal kid like you. So I looked at the kid that was being bullied and I said, how do you feel? He said, Auntie, I've been kind of feeling not wanted for the past 3 weeks. And I said, why? And he said, because I just wanted to fit in. And his fitting in was coming down with no jewelry, surf shorts, but no. So when they left, I pulled him on the side. Well, they shook hands, they settled it, whatever. And I told the boys, you can't get mad at his parents for working hard, busting their ass hard to provide nice things for their son. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
You just had a different path. So what I told the little boy was, fuck them. Rock your chain.
Yeah.
Rock your fucking, because you can
Yeah.
rock it because your parents provided, but rock it for the right reason because you
Yeah.
like the swag. You want all of that.
Yeah.
Never rock it to go ahead and push that shit on somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So ever since then, when I tell you homeboy is fly on fleek, but so humble, so
Yeah.
humble, so absolutely humble, is amazing. And it I teach my kids now. When you guys grow older, you're going to come across these people, but I rather you guys understand and learn it now. So when you guys do become an adult, it's a breeze. And that's
Yeah.
what I feel to my moms out there, to my parents. Fix it now. Let them make the mistakes now. And from there, you'll be able, when they're an adult, they'll know better. Like I learned that from my neighbor. She said, you know what? You just got to let them make it and be there to catch them, because when they grow older, there's nothing you can do. You can't save them. They're grown already,
Yeah.
you know? So, yeah, scold them, but also let them know why you're scolding them. Don't just
Mhm.
scold just to scold.
Yeah.
And I think that's what parents lack sometimes. They just want to scold to hear themselves and be like, I'm powerful. I'm powerful. You listen to me, this and that. Like, no, dude, there ain't no power here. You're just a title of a mother. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
No,
it.
no, no. I see that. I see that. That's one thing I always hear a lot. When it comes to like Polynesian parents, sometimes they can be too controlling from a lot of
Mhm.
my friends, and really they try to make every decision for yourself.
Yeah.
Everything you do, but then when you go to real life, and they're no longer there,
Then what?
and then yeah,
Then what? Yeah.
and then what? And then they
Yeah.
struggle. Then they
And
struggle.
then they kaya. Yeah. There.
No, I want to ask you because I know I found you through TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just interested. What number one, what inspired you to start the TikTok? And I see you have a lot of great content that I've seen, and that's why it attracted me to ask you for the opportunity to be here today.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just interested in your journey through TikTok and your experience with it. I know you're very direct and very vocal, and I'm just interested to hear like what do you do with being who you are online.
Mm-hmm. The same way I am online is the same way I'm in person. The same way I am in
Yeah,
person right now is the same way I was when I was younger.
yeah,
My son left for college last year,
yeah,
and I felt like something was yanked out of me.
yeah,
And TikTok was right there. And TikTok, I don't know what it was. I was just being me. This girl, I think I duetted a video or whatever, and the girl didn't like my gesture that I made or something. It was another parent hitting the child, oh, hitting another child, palangi, Caucasian for you, those that don't know, Caucasian. Um, and I made a gesture, and I was just like, hold the fuck up. Like, you're gonna take like my wink or my or like that and judge me off of that. Oh, so lo and behold, boom, she got it. Comment on the top, and I ripped her ass. And ever since then, everybody felt like, they could come at me a certain way. But I said, nah. So when I built the platform, is what I want to let you know is I told them the same way you would enter into somebody's house is the same way you enter on my page. So when you come in, you say hello. If you happen to say goodbye when you leave, goodbye or whatever. But you know how the saying is respect is earned, not given or whatever?
yeah,
I'm opposite. I give it to you.
yeah,
I give it to you off rip. I'll give it to you. I'll give you trust. I'll give you all of that. Everything's fucking handed to you. Now,
yeah,
if you fuck up, don't cry about getting it back, because
yeah,
you didn't have to earn shit here. All I basically did was give you the tools that you need to get along with me, which I asked for respect, love, the same thing, match me, da da da, whatever.
hmm,
But you fucked it up. So why should I give it back?
hmm,
You know? So this platform is something that you guys have to understand. Back in our days, it was normal face to face. That's how we met each other. It was face to face. Hi, how you doing? Da da da, whatever. Now we all meet through a device, you know. And when I go through a lot of hate, a lot of hate, um, the first thing I look at is if it's a male or a female.
yeah,
And I can do better. I do better with either one. Hate is hate, no matter what. But what I will say is I'm able to teach the brothers, the men that have slipped in some type of way, to check themselves, because I went live. I mean, I went viral on the 808 feed or whatever. And there was gentlemen that was just like, oh yeah, anti this, anti that. And I personally gave him my number. I gave him my number. I video chat them. and you can even see my messages. They were like, thank you so much for putting me in check. What is that? I have a wife, I have kids. I would not want anybody to talk to their mom like that. And I said, if I release my fucking kids and go off, then you'll think my kid's disrespectful, right? But then
Yeah.
you guys the one who's coming to their mom and talking shit about to their mom. So why wouldn't I clap back?
Yeah.
So it's a case by case basis with this platform. And no matter what, I will always stand secure and grounded to my beliefs as an individual and let nobody change that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So no, I saw. I saw your page. I saw you have a big following, and yeah, I know, and I love I think that's something that I've started to do now. When you come because there was one video. I think you made a stitch to it. There was this one girl that was talking about her the rape.
Yes. Yes.
Right. I think I saw you did a stitch
Yes.
to it.
Yes.
Right. And then I saw there was a lot of comments. There was a lot of negative comments and a lot of people attacking her on that page. And also there's a lot of people attacking me too. I got a lot of negative comments. And one thing I've done, and it was something I just started doing, which is what you did. I'll reach out to those people and give it. Look, let's talk.
Yeah.
And because for me, it's like I just a lot of times like people don't really see the full picture or the full context of what they see, and I'm just for me, as long as it's healthy, as long as it's a healthy discussion, I'll be willing to talk to them. But if I try to talk to them and I can just see that the first response, the first response, they're more concerned about shaming and personally attacking me regarding, but not talking about the topic, then I know that this conversation is going to lead anywhere.
Yeah.
But I was surprised to see that, and the reason why I bring this up is like everybody out there that's watching this, you're going to have haters, right? And you're going to have difficult people you're going to meet in your life, but sometimes the hate you see is not always hate. I guess it's just people just have a lack of understanding.
Misunderstanding, yes.
Yeah. And for me, I have a lot of great friends that I have today, a lot of great people I know today that we started like that. It was first argue. It was really an argument.
Yeah.
But I could have responded like, F you because you're hating me.
Yeah.
But I took a step back. Oh, I heard what you said. Can we talk? Can I get a chance? Can I get a chance to say what my side? And they were willing to open to it. We talked it out, and then they were like, oh, okay.
I didn't see it that way. Yeah.
I didn't see it that way. I didn't see it from that perspective. And of course, I met some people like they didn't care what I said. They kept hating. I was cut off.
Yeah.
Right.
There's something that you can't fix. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love what you said about respect, about how you give it, and I do believe respect is earned, and but the thing, I'm the same way where I'm going to give my love and my support to anybody, and I'm not going to change it just because you treat me a certain way, because this is who I am, right? Of course, if you show me, if you can disrespect me and show me hate and toxic behavior, I'm just going to keep it moving.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Doesn't mean I'm going to keep loving you. But that's one thing I always see a lot of kids on social media.
Wait right there.
Go ahead.
No matter if they done wrong onto you, you still have to love them because God always loved you.
Yes. And I also understand that I don't know their story. I don't know why I don't know the circumstances of how they were brought up. So I'm not going to place judgment upon them. All I can do is love them, but keep it moving.
Yeah. Yes. That's exactly what I do. I love you. Auntie loves you. Okay, bye. Yep, that's me. Yep, that's me. Yep.
And then the people that show me the reciprocated, I choose to be with them. Those are people I surround myself with.
Yes.
But one thing I do see on social media is like a lot of kids, like they get the first hate comment, and they're more and they start changing. They start either they get bitter or they start get hating, and I've seen that so many times. I don't know if you've seen that. I've seen people.
Oh, I see it all the time, but I tell them that's what you asked for, right? Oh, I'm
Yeah.
that direct auntie. Oh, I'm sorry. You said shout me out. oh, auntie, how can I be famous like you? Auntie, I want to be famous like you. And once the fucking comment comes, they make him deal with the first couple ones or whatever. But then all of a sudden it starts getting stronger and stronger. Their accounts blocked, taken down. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't run your mouth strong as hell. But then when it really hits the fan, then you're nowhere to be found. Oh, how come you don't have on TikTok anymore? Oh, it's just not for me. No, bitch, you couldn't handle it. You know,
No, it's
like
funny.
stop lying.
It's funny. When that video happened with Nini, the girl that was a good friend of mine today. But that was the first time I ever received a like hateful messages from people, from random people, just sending like hateful messages. And I just
How'd
looked
you
at it. I was like,
feel?
I just want. For me, I believe in this. Like, hurt people hurt people.
Mm,
So when people try to hurt me, I know they're hurt because happy
mhm,
people don't do shit like that.
mhm. But
You
that's
know?
not my question. That's not my question to you.
Oh no
My
no
question is, how do you feel?
oh
I want
no
to know how
I
you
no
felt.
I felt I feel sad for him, honestly. Like when people try to hate me and for people to take time out their day to purposely hate me, I just understand they're coming from a very bad place because I've been in that place before. And I don't like all I just like, damn. I'm honestly, when I see people send me message comments, I'm just like, man, that person's probably really miserable in their life.
But how do you feel?
No, I that's how I feel. Like I really feel.
So you don't, so when you see a hate comment, you don't have an ounce of, oh, like, wow, like, damn, like, wow. Like,
No,
for me, when I see a hate comment, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check myself. Like, bitch, are you fucking serious? Like, wait, maybe I should take a look at myself. Because, like I said, no, they don't know how to communicate. So when I
yeah,
see a hate comment, I literally check myself before I retaliate. And I
yeah,
think that's what a lot of people tend to do is they don't see or consider it a hate comment, but these people just don't know how to communicate, but they
yeah,
really love you. And I came across that. I
yeah,
came across, they're like, Auntie, why did you block me? I really love you because you said this. Auntie, I didn't mean it like that. But what they need to understand is we don't understand the way you type. We're more verbal. We can't see
yeah,
expression,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know? So
yeah,
if you feel like you were trying to help, then type like you're trying to help. That's
yeah,
my advice again to all of you guys. For us that have platforms, we don't know you guys from a can of paint. So at the end of the day, you're going to have to try to type a paragraph if you have to for me to understand.
yeah,
Shit.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and and yeah. Then if you can't type, then just shut
Shut
down.
up. Shut up. Okay. Shut up. Yes. Yes.
If you can't type,
Definitely.
you can't articulate yourself. Just shut
Yep.
up.
Shut up. Just scroll up. Scroll
And
up.
just keep scrolling,
Yep.
keep
Yep.
scrolling.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
Oh man, that's great. That's great. Um, I wanted to ask you: is there anything that I know we just had we've been having this podcast. Like anything for you? Do you want to talk about? Like you feel like you want to bring up? Anything that comes to mind as we're having this conversation?
Um, no. Yeah. Actually, the one thing I do want to say is ladies, all ladies, please, we don't need makeup every day.
Yeah,
Okay. We are naturally beautiful inside and out. And if you don't feel that, then you really need to find tools to help you be secure in being beautiful. And I speak to mainly my women because um, I'm a woman myself. I can't speak about guys and shit like that because I don't know
yeah,
shit about it. But I have seen so many females get into deep depression or low self esteem or whatever the case may be and try to feed off on other people, you know?
yeah,
And to be honest with you, I just want women to know that makeup is used as a bonus, but you need to be happy with yourself. And it goes back to what I'm saying. If you can stand in the mirror and accept you for all your flaws and scars and stretch marks and, fupas and flabs and all of that, you're good to go.
yeah,
You're fucking good to go. And if you're not, fix that before you even start opening your mouth and commenting on anybody's shit.
I know.
period, you know?
Yeah.
That's all. But yeah,
No,
I just
no,
don't
that.
like it when I see our females, especially our polys. Our polys are so freaking beautiful, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like our Pacific Islanders, period. But then they get into this man-made Kim Kardashian bullshit, you know, that think it's gonna make their life enhance. Like they're just gonna find a rich guy with the best fucking MAC makeup ever. Shut up.
I know, I know. I mean, I see that. I see that a lot. A lot of Polynesian women that are insecure. Uh, I guess for guys, I think for guys, I remember growing up. No, yeah. See, I want to ask you: do you feel like a lot of the insecurities? This is a question. I just had a conversation a couple of days ago with one of my girlfriends.
Mm-hmm,
Uh, we talk about insecurities as Polynesian women.
mm-hmm.
Do you feel like a lot? I'm just interested to hear your opinion about it. Do you feel like a lot of the insecurities Polynesian women go through comes from how they were raised? Always taught to cover up their bodies, never to. And we were just having this conversation, and she was like, because I heard growing up always to cover up my body, cover my body, cover my body. She just felt like that it never like she started to feel like that her body wasn't beautiful enough to be allowed to showcase herself, or she felt like because sometimes the way like I think you mentioned the tonality, how you deliver that message to
She ever asked her parents? She ever asked her parents why her parents told her to cover up? Because for us, we wasn't covered head to toe like some other cultures that are,
yeah,
the whole band and everything. All
yeah,
basically that was told was don't walk it around showing your breasts.
yeah,
Don't walking around show your ass, wear ear lava lava,
yeah,
and that's basically what was told, to us. Basically, it's not show your body as in cover it up because you're not beautiful. No, save that for your man. So
yeah,
I think her misunderstanding and the way that they want to put the culture of cover your body is wrong, because anybody would tell, no matter what culture you are, at a young age to walk around with a covered shirt. Don't walk around with your cleavage down to your freaking thighs,
yeah,
and don't wear your shorts all the way up your crack ass. Like, come on.
yeah.
So when she basically says her insecurity, or if it was mentioned that her insecurities are because her parents told her, she didn't understand. Because,
Yeah.
girl, let me tell you different. Let me tell you, if your mom them did let you walk around, put that into perspective. What if they didn't give a fuck? What if they let you walk around with high ass shorts and your freaking titties all out and everything like that? Then what? I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure what is the outcome? Married, two kids, whatever the case may be, you'll be already starting your life.
Yeah.
So think about both perspectives before you trying to down someone's perspective.
Yeah.
I feel, because they were just looking out. Because right now, I thank God that I was like built as a tomboy, because now I know that what is that? I can rock whatever. I can rock makeup. I can rock like this part of my hair. Like I shaved it, but I owned it. Now,
Mhm.
whether it grows out and it's functified or whatever, I have control. I have gel. I have mousse. There's so many things to maintain your shit. You just gotta know. But I feel like the females just give up and look for that easy route to come out. Like, oh, my
That's
mom
a
always said I was fat. So like I don't even want to do better. My mom always said that, I was ugly. I don't want to, no,
yeah.
don't do that.
No, that's not no that I do remember growing up that every time every time when when we go to the beach, all the girls will wear the big
Yeah, the
the
shirt.
big shorts, the big shirts,
Yep.
the big shorts.
Yep, yep. And we would always like I would ask that too, because we had to wear that too. I'd be like, oh, I always wanted what it felt like to wear a two-piece or a bikini top. And then when I wore a bikini top, I felt like, oh, like why is everybody looking at me? But then here comes, competition. Your boobs are not bigger than mine. Mine's is bigger than yours. And
Yeah.
I'm glad they covered me up. I'm glad they told me to
Yeah.
cover up so I don't need to beat anybody up and go to jail. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's
But
good. I'm glad we're
but
having this
guys get,
discussion.
hey, don't get me wrong, you guys get fucked up too in our in culture too, because the same way of, boys don't cry, that fucks
Yeah.
you guys up,
Yeah.
because emotionally and mentally You guys don't know how to let us females be there for you because they're like, no, fuck up. I'm not mad. Nope. Fuck, I'm not crying. But when you really do cry, shit, you wanted to cry long time ago, okay? So it's
No,
both us females. I mean, females and
yeah,
men. We all
yeah,
go through fucked up shit.
yeah. We all go through it. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like I feel like I'm just trying to figure out after everything we just talked about. What do you feel like? No, we just talked about we talked about a lot of stuff. By the way, we talked about parents, relationships, judgment, criticism,
Mm-hmm.
and I know you said something that the solution to everything is always love, which I believe,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
But I guess if you take the love out of the equation, I know that's a big piece, but if you look back at everything we talked about, what do you feel like are things that could definitely help besides love? Like what are qualities or attributes or
Listen.
traits?
Listen.
Yeah,
You have to listen.
listen. Yes. Oh, listen.
You
Okay,
have to
got you.
listen. You have to listen. Um, you have to give feedback. You have to give feedback. If you're willing to listen, and like I told you earlier, if you feel, you have to know that you're able to feel people. If you feel that this person, whether it's a drop of feeling or a big feeling, if you feel that nothing's going to benefit out of your conversation with this person, then don't do it.
Yeah,
If you go ahead and you listen to someone, make sure that person's going to listen to you when it's time to listen. It's a give and take. It's not just take, take, take. And I think that's what this generation is with their handout, always wanting stuff, always wanting the easy way out. And another thing is, if you see a problem, speak out, because a closed mouth don't get fed. How are we supposed to know? We can't read minds.
yeah,
You guys need to be able to speak about your issues and speak about your problems. If you have an issue, speak about it, acknowledge it, say it out loud. Because if you sit in the corner and you fucking mope, or you sit in the corner and you're thinking about suicidal thoughts and everything, and then you say nobody's there to help, you never spoke out.
yeah,
And if you say you don't know how to speak out, you can speak about everything else, but you can't speak about that.
yeah,
You can speak about the sky, the moon, and tell somebody fuck you and tell somebody go kick rocks, but you can't open the fact that you need help.
yeah,
So just be real with yourself. So those are some tools that I feel people need in the daily world as an individual. You need to listen. It's a give and take. Respect, just like how you want respect back. And don't do things looking for something in return. So if you're
hmm
going to do something with your heart, then do it with your heart. Don't go down the line and be like, oh, you remember last month when I went ahead and helped you move? Yeah. And then I came and then all of a sudden, what is that? You're like, help me. Oh, no, never mind. Like, don't do that shit. I hate that shit. Oh, oh,
no,
do
it's
it
no,
with your heart.
no. That's true. Like listening. I think listening is something that's undervalued within our generation, because I feel like we often have this sense of self entitlement that we are entitled to this, and we never take the time to listen to somebody else. Also, when you listen, like take there's something I always try to do is when I listen to somebody, I literally try to put aside my own bias and my own beliefs and my own emotions, and just try to listen to kind of hear the message. Because sometimes I feel like if you're listening with your own with your own bias and beliefs and opinion, then you're not listening. You're just listening to reply. You're not listening to understand,
Right.
right? And a lot of people, they're listening, but you're just listening so you can reply back and give them what you think.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of the problems we go through, and I look back at it now with my parents, like, and my upbringing, it wasn't until I really started taking the time to listen uh, to them and to kind of see things from their perspective, even though we still disagree,
Yeah.
but he allowed me to be okay with that. And we're
Mhm.
not fighting. And I feel
Yeah.
like if we're always trying to prove who's right or wrong, then there's always
It's not
conflict,
gonna get. Yep. Mhm.
right? So it's okay to have your perspective, and I
Yes.
have my own perspective, but that is
Mhm.
okay because we have
Yes.
come to understanding that is okay. And I
To
feel like
agree to disagree.
yes, agree to
Yes.
disagree.
Yes.
And go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah. I wanted to basically say this is for you, though. This is for you.
Yeah,
Pray with your heart, not just with your mouth.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. As
Got
long
you.
as you know. No,
Got you.
as long
Got you.
as you know. And um, that's how I feel is the reason why I'm pinning a lot of my thoughts and my feelings to you is because I'm speaking to you. Now, if we were speaking towards a group of people, then I would focus, which we are, it
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
broadcast. But I think a lot of people um, don't pray with their heart and they don't do things. They just run your mouth. And I like what you said. I really, really like what you said. People don't listen to be there for you. People listen to reply.
Yeah.
Now, I can honestly say I'm at fault at some of the times because,
Yeah.
like, as a parent, I'm just like, oh, hurry up. Like, I gotta go cook dinner. Hurry up, hurry up. Okay, so what? But I'm gonna challenge myself that I listen to listen, not just to listen to reply. So I thank you for that. Appreciate that. That was
Yeah.
a good one.
And the reason why I brought that also because you just talk about how people barely speak up.
Yeah, because
No,
they're
speak up.
scared.
Right.
Yeah,
And the reason why I bring that up is because we just talked about men being afraid to be open up, right?
yeah,
And that's why I encourage people to please start listening because sometimes people finally get the courage and finally speak up, but nobody listens to understand.
yeah.
And the moment you shut them down the first time, they'll never open up
They would
ever again.
never open them up. Yeah,
so so
that's my
I just
son.
yeah, that's why I want to encourage people. And I've seen this, and it hasn't happened to me, but I learned to deal with it. But then I've
Yeah,
seen this happen so many times where people finally do get the courage to finally speak
yeah,
up about certain things, and they immediately get shut down.
yeah,
Oh, shoot! And since we're talking about immediately get shut down, I want to hear your thoughts on this because like I feel like that within the Polynesian community, like um, and that's something that I remember I talked to you before for the podcast. That's how I wanted to start this, right? That because I wanted to create a space where people can speak without judgment, without criticism, and just through love and understanding, and we in healthy communication and conversations to figure things out. And I know a lot of times, do you do you feel like because do you see that like do you see within your own upbringing that people are afraid to speak up? And I want to ask you that. I want to ask you, do you feel like that comes directly responsible for that person for not having the I guess the courage to speak up and just go through the like I said do the thing that's hard and difficult because we talked about how kids like they don't like to do they always they rather take the easy route which is stay silent be negative
yeah.
instead of
Well,
or do you feel
actually,
like
to be honest, they don't. I don't. I think they're not being negative, or yes, they are being negative, but not everybody. Not everybody has a mouth. Not
yeah
everybody
yeah
knows how to talk, and when
yeah
they talk, they feel embarrassed because it can be many things. It can be language. It can be, what is that? Um, like for example, Samoan to English. Like Samoans that move to the state try so hard to speak English because it's gonna let them fit in, you
yeah
know. But then when they do start talking English, it's like they get mocked upon from the Samoan people. They're like, "Oh, you go to Samoa, I mean, go to the mainland and you forget how to talk Samoan." But how do you think they feel being mocked? How do you feel, with them being teased? And I think the easiest way for them is to just accept the teasing, to accept the mockery, but they're hurting. So
yeah
to me, what I learned is not everybody's a talker. Maybe I learned this really cool thing with the kids is play therapy. And what play therapy is it doesn't matter if you're a boy or girl. They have all kind of toys all over around, whether it be Barbie's, GI Joe, or whatever. And you just sit there and you play with the kids, and then eventually, when you ask something, they're more comfortable opening up because they're playing with toys and all of that. And I think we just need, as an adult, need to find our comfortable space in order for us to open up. But it's so hard to trust people these days, you know, like that poor girl, how she wanted to speak out, but she couldn't because she didn't have no trust. She didn't
Yeah.
have nobody to trust. So I think for us, we need to really start at home, and not just home, but individuals, because in order for us to help, not do, help to change others, we have to be okay with us. You need to be straight. I need to be straight, but we're never going to be straight.
Mhm.
But at least we can stand on our own 2 feet and be like, I'm good. You
Yeah.
know, I can deal with it. I know how to, you and I have different um, tools to use to get over the hate, to get over the sadness. And I think majority of it is, I pray and I challenge everybody that's watching your podcast and more, that they too find tools to open up, because release the negative so you have more room for joy.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing that, because one thing I realized, and just being on social media, because you and me and you are both on social media, and and that's why I wanted to create a safe place, because oftentimes I feel like, number one, I do understand everybody's different. Some people are vocal, and some people are not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but the one thing I just saw is sometimes within our, I guess, community, that everybody is so quick to judge that even the people that are experiencing the true, like real honest things,
Mm-hmm.
that nobody, I feel like nobody will even believe anybody no more, because
Yep.
we're just so like, nobody, even if something happened to you and it's real and it's legitimate, even if you did say something, nobody's going to
Mm-hmm.
believe you anyway. And
Yep.
I feel like that stops a lot of people from even speaking up anyway, because like, what's the point of me speaking up? The last person I saw speak up, didn't nobody even, people were just first to shame and criticize them. Yeah, you giving
What
them a
I would
chance.
suggest in what you just said, that statement, because I do hear it a lot. You're like, why should I speak up? Because the other person that spoke out, they just got bashed upon. Nobody helped them. What my response would be to that person is, baby, that's not your story.
Yeah,
Let's try your story. And you
yeah,
got the right one, you know? Maybe you're going to be the one that unlocks everything else, but please do not put your life on somebody else's life. Just because that person or that individual did not get the help that they need, or did not have a success story, maybe it's not time for them to be successful. Maybe they still need to go through the ruckus and everything in order to understand. But for you, since you're a little bit ahead, maybe this is your time to understand. So it's the way that they need to stop fucking feeling pity for themselves. Like I have pity moments, but I've learned to get myself out of it, you know, like, oh, I wish I was better today. What am I going to do about it to be
yeah,
better? You
yeah.
know, you are your own coach. Don't look for nobody else to fucking coach your ass up. The fuck? I'm my own cheerleader too. I be cheering myself up. I'd be like, dang girl, that's a nice video. I know, girl. You
I
know?
know. You
Shit.
know, it's funny, because like a part of me like loves what you said. I appreciate it, because like, yeah, the because the reality is, like, life doesn't care.
Mhm.
Like, what if you don't do it, if you don't make moves, you don't take action, like, life doesn't, life keeps moving.
Yep.
um but at the same time, like, a part of me also is like, dang, like, because I feel like your upbringing, right? Upbringing has a
Yep.
big difference, and just because I heard your story of of the way you were brought up, I feel like it has a big impact to the type of person that you are today.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know there's a lot of people I know that their upbringing, they just grew up very soft,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
and then they're soft,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And that's why I appreciate my upbringing, because it toughened me up, even though it was painful, but it
Mm-hmm.
toughened me up as a person, because the reality is, life is tough,
Yeah.
life is hard, life is painful, shit's gonna happen to you,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
if you don't toughen up, and if you don't find your own peace about yourself and your own happiness and faith,
Yep.
then life is gonna walk all over you.
Like I always said, life ain't for the weak, yo.
I know, but
Yeah.
the thing is, that I have so much empathy for the soft people, because like, dang, because like, damn.
But why though?
No, it's just my, I mean, I just have sympathy, because I was like, because I feel like that um they they were just raised soft, I'm so
But
happy.
see, but why? But no, 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 no. You don't. No, you don't have to have empathy for them because if they wanted to be hard, they should have. They would have been started doing something and be hard. But they like being soft, so let them be soft. Why you have
I
empathy
know.
for them?
I guess I don't know.
Hey,
I
you
just I
want to
just
cry? We'll cry together. Is that what you want? Oh, okay.
no, not no. I guess I just feel like damn, that sucks. It's like damn. Because at the end of the day, I want people to be happy. I want people to figure out shit for their life. It
Let me tell you
doesn't.
something. My boys didn't know how to fight till their homeboys come and taught them.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and like I tell my boys all the time, I don't know how the hell you guys can go take advice from a coach or somebody else if you can't even handle your mama's voice. Because I'm shit. You should interview my boys. My boys will tell you, oh, yep,
Maybe one day.
yep,
Maybe one day.
yeah, one day, one day.
So yeah, I think we've got to the end.
That's a set. That's a set.
Man, I really enjoyed this podcast.
Me too.
You spoke a lot of things. I actually learned a lot. And you actually saw now you actually changed my view on certain things about myself and my journey. I'm on my path right now, and I know we had a conversation before the podcast, and just listen
Yeah.
to you, and that's one thing I highly encourage people to do. And we just talk about soft. Go hang around tougher people than you. Go hang around smarter
Yep.
people than you. Go hang around people that make you uncomfortable.
Yep.
And then I'm
Yep.
telling you, that's the best advice because I will, like I'm telling you right now, like that's why I love being with you, and because you allow me to challenge me on certain things and just to see things in a different perspective, and I love that because I feel like
Yeah.
whatever I grew in life was always around people that
Yeah.
didn't just accept what I said. They just
Yeah. No.
this is
That ain't
what I
me.
see. That ain't
No,
me,
that ain't
right?
me. I see more for you. I literally see more as I watch your videos. Even when I saw you stand up for that young lady and stuff, you're like, hey, if you guys don't understand that or whatever, and you have to also check yourself. Maybe they don't understand, you
Yeah,
know? So when you go ahead, and you also have to remember as as a public speaker or a motivational speaker, it's exactly what you're saying, motivation. You're not
yeah,
there to daycare. You're not there to worry about who was ever on your show and their feelings and stuff. What you did or why you bring people on is what can others take from them to motivate them to do better and be better.
yeah,
And so again, this end part can just be for you, but I honestly feel I've always been the kind of person that feels people and will will definitely have the message come through me to you.
yeah,
Okay. And what I see is there's something that's holding you back. There's literally something that's holding you back. And you cannot be wanting to help, but you didn't have your ducks in a row. So whether that's you worrying about what your parents are going to think or how your family's going to look at you as you take this journey, um, fuck it. You cannot be the news reporters and everything like that. And these motivational speakers didn't get to where they're at because they stayed comfortable. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? You need to take the risk. I pray over you that you take the risk that you need to do. You understand the consequences and everything that comes after it as you make your choices in life, but never settle, never settle. And what is that? You can always go higher. And everybody's like, sky's the limit. Fuck that. The universe is the limit. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And for you in itself, I'm always left letting my thoughts and my heart be heard. So from me to you as an auntie, a sister, an individual, or whatever the case may be, I pray over your journey.
mhm,
I pray over the people that attend your podcast that you may get the information that you need to grow your platform and what you're doing. But also, I pray that you are strengthened in your heart and in your mind, as in your soul, because you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. You're
yeah,
not going to be everybody's so-called wanna tune in show. But what I will tell you is they will be watching, but they just won't be watching to where you know. And I'm a firm believer, and I tell my kids this and I say it all the time, build it and they will come. Just like how God told Noah to build the ark and he was like, no, 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 no. And then what, at the end, everybody came. And that's the same for you. As you build your platform, as you continue your journey, don't worry about any likes, any follows or whatever. Stay true to your purpose, stay grounded to your purpose. And that way your journey will be lovely because you'll knock off all the negative things that people suffer from in the middle of their career. But right, what you're doing is clearing all that shit up so you can have a good ride going forward.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely.
And that really clears some things up for myself because there is something that I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out my life, and because right now I'm trying to figure out where to take this. And
I see that.
I'm trying to figure out that's what I'm trying to figure out. Where do I go from here? And I guess for everybody out there, and I guess for every social media platform or people, I do feel like sometimes that I don't. I guess I'm not really speaking or doing what I really want to do because of the
Limitation.
the perception. I'm afraid of the perception of what people might say, and not just giving my full context of what I feel I should say or do. So there you go. I've actually really needed that. So
Yeah,
like I mentioned before, everything happens for a reason. So I feel like
absolutely.
this happened.
Because you want to put yourself in something that people understand you from the gate, because if you've had your podcast for 8 months, right, what I want you to do after this podcast is I want you to reevaluate why you brought it out, because you don't want to go up and down, up and down, up and
Yeah.
down, and they be like, oh, I thought he was about the kind. Oh, I thought he went ahead and he was but what you can do is you can make it a topic podcast.
Yeah.
Like, hey, do you mind coming on my podcast on the 23rd? I'm gonna pick a topic, definitely analyze it, think about it or whatever, and you have your questions on that. But the way that you get your topics is from your viewers, where you engage in your viewers to see what's going on in the world so you can adapt, and not just adapt to giving a safe place. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're adapting to what is going on in the world in order for you to speak on the world. So you can't go ahead and be like, oh, I'm just offering a safe place, for people to open up. That's cool and dandy. Everybody else is doing that. But you need to say it. When you come on my podcast, today we're going to talk about rape. How do you feel about that? Today we're going to talk about finances. Hey, how do you feel? How can you help the Polynesian culture save money? What is it? I think for you, you need to pick the topics that are going to hit. I think right then and there, I just spoke, and I hope you heard it. You are offering the tools. That's what your platform is, bringing in these people to help them get better. So maybe one week, everybody, you want your viewers to be excited to come see you the following week for what? Like, oh, he said he was going to talk about what is that on money today. Maybe it'll help me. Oh my gosh, Kava Club is going ahead and talking about, what is that social media. You need to draw your crowd, build it, and they will come. Whether you
Oh,
get
okay.
1, 2 followers or whatever, just build it. And that was my message that I have to speak to you. Sorry, I had to
No, I needed it. No,
say it.
actually, I needed that. I needed it.
Yeah, yeah,
I've been battling with that. I'm just trying to figure out when to take this, and because I know, I like it's all about evolving. You have to evolve. You can't always say the same.
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
thank you.
Yeah. Like my dad
Thank
said,
you.
change isn't happening unless you're moving forward, and you
Yeah.
want to move forward. And in order for you to move forward is be comfortable. And I think I can see it. Even when we first started, I can see it. Like you're bursting to podcast, you're bursting to vocally be out there because you are a people person and you're
Yeah.
definitely, a motivational speaker, but how?
Yeah.
And that's where you need to come in. And if you're going to talk about religion, make sure, like I said before you start anything, I think for me right now, I should be your pause podcast after me, and just kind of do your whole visual board and be like where you want to be, where Like, is your audience going to be more the younger version and then grow to the older version? Or is it more overall? I think you just need to kind of analyze um, your dream. You have it all, but right now it's all over the place. And then right now
Yeah.
you're trying to play catch up because it's already started.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you don't want to play catch up and forget the most important part, which is you. You need to be comfortable from head to toe. You need to be comfortable if people bring up your past or whatever. You need to be comfortable with that and then continue to grow. I
Thank
feel
you.
that that's like a real strong energy that you want to come out, but it's something's holding you back and it's in your aura.
Yeah. No, thank you. I definitely needed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can. Yeah. As I'm listening to you, I'm just like looking at myself like in a third person,
Yeah.
and just just kind of reevaluating everything, and a lot of the things you did say does make perfect sense. And because I've been feeling I'm stuck at this place, and I haven't. For me, I always try to grow. I always try to make sure I'm growing, and I felt like the last couple of weeks that especially for my podcast, like because when I first started it, it was just like um what's the perfect way to say it? It was a feeling,
Mm.
right? I just felt like it was the perfect thing to do. But
Mm-hmm.
I think whenever you have feeling, you gotta how you gotta have like a I guess a plan behind it or a destination behind it. The how you just like said the how. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I've been focusing, which is good. I'm just looking back at it. I've been focusing. I haven't really like sat down and try to like channel it into a direction, into a certain thing. I've just been like, okay, I'm just doing this because this is how I
Yeah.
feel. I feel like this is what this is the right thing to do. And yeah, you kind of opened my eyes on that. And
I
yeah,
think I think I think you did it because exactly what you said, because I saw hesitation when I first asked you, why are you doing this? You know, or what was your purpose? And you said you wanted to help people. And I think for you, well, actually, I know, but it's up to you to see it. I feel like the reason why you did your podcast was a part of you giving back, you know, to help people.
yeah,
And but like I told you, and I've been completely honest with you and straight up throughout this whole podcast, you cannot help everybody unless you help yourself.
yeah,
And in order for you to help yourself, even if you're doing it for the community, yeah, all these people come and they feel better and they message you better, you know, like, oh, thank you so much for speaking up, this and that. But how do you feel?
yeah,
You know, how do you feel? Did you gain something from it, or were you just the ear? You don't want to
yeah,
just be that podcast that let people vent and that's it. Nah, it's a
yeah.
give or take. You need to get something so you can grow your next member, or you can channel your next direction or your next topic. You feel me?
That's true. That is absolutely true.
Don't let people come on your podcast just to fucking make them shit feel better, and you go ahead and fucking fuck that shit. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true. So yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so happy I heard
Yeah.
that because
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that, but I just didn't know what it was, and
Mm-hmm.
you just cleared it out for me.
Yeah.
So now it's just I
Let
gotta
me ask you something. Let me ask you, these people reach out to you, or you reach out to them that you put on your podcast?
well some of them I reached out to them. Some of them are referrals.
Oh,
It
okay.
was a referral of somebody else,
Oh, okay. Okay.
but yeah, it's a mixture. It's a mixture.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But
So
going forward, what is that? Let them chase you. Let them chase you.
yeah,
And your shit got is gonna be so good to where you're gonna be like, oh no, I'm booked, I'm booked, I'm booked. You're gonna be booked because of the topics and everything. Like, just pretend like this podcast, and like you said, you're a podcast person. You who trust me, imagine the people that are into podcasts like you and they hear yours bamming and everything like that. Like, it's just a word of mouth, and you'll be on theirs. And you like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
just feel if you use the proper tools, and thank God that the opportunity was given, because I really think today was a day that you needed to hear this, and I was the one to pass the message to you that, hey, get your shit together.
yeah,
Get your shit together.
yep,
Like, get it together. It's not a toy, it's not a game. You're dealing with people's lives, and if you really want to make that impact like you say you do, then do it right. Don't just do it just to do it.
Gotcha. No, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Auntie Malo.
Yes, yes,
Appreciate
yes,
that.
yes, yes,
That's
yes.
what
Straight up. Don't
that's
just do
what
it just to do it, okay? All right.
All right. So thank you so much. And I hope
Yes.
anybody felt that too. That
Yes.
message also goes to everybody that was watching. But I know I
Yeah.
needed that for myself. So but thank you.
Definitely. Yeah.
The one thing I always ask every guest, just first and foremost, is to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your light with everybody, your love, your
Thank
energy
you.
with everybody. I know you're not everybody's cup of tea, but hey, that's fine.
Yeah, that's just fine. Yes, it is.
That is
Yes.
absolutely fine. So
Yes. Yes.
everybody that's still watching, thank you. They still
Yes.
made it this
Thank you.
far.
Yes. I know it was a long one too. Yeah. It was a good convo, but I think
Yeah.
you set it up. You definitely set it up. Just relax, be raw. And I think this was just for me and you. I got a lot out of it, and you got, and that's how your podcast should go. We both got something from it,
Yeah.
and the viewers
Yeah.
got something. So I
Yeah.
thank you, saying
Yeah.
thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for welcoming me into the Tongan community. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Let's go.
Yeah, of
Yes.
course. Yeah, you're Tongan certified. My
Yes,
stamp.
thank
My
you.
stamp.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
The one thing I always ask every guest at the end of the show, if you don't mind, to share some final thoughts, some final words to everybody after everything you've discussed, everything you've shared. Just leave us some final thoughts to everybody, and we'll take it, and then we'll end off the podcast with that.
Okay. Like I said, I thank you very much for this opportunity. I thank everybody that watched and will watch in the near future. Which is put God first in all that you do. Rely on yourself with your 2 feet down, 10 toes on the ground. Like we both definitely came into an agreement. You are in charge of your happiness. You are in charge of your life. You are in charge to write your own story. That way you can tell it and continue to tell it as you grow. And same for you. But thank you so much. This has been like, I feel like you made it very comfortable to where I'm talking to my nephew, just checking up how you're doing. And these are the topics that are going around. And it was good. It was really, really good. And I thank you so much for it. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless your journey.
Yeah.
And I really, really thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right,
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and press the stop button, and I'll
Okay.
talk to you right after. Okay.
Okay.
All right, y'all.
See you guys.